What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house?
Lobo Nation is on Jack FM. KOOI, Jacksonville, Tyler, Longview.
106.5 Jack FM presents the John King Coaches Show.
Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick in Longview.
Well, good evening, Lobo fans. Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob on the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Buick Fiat Longview North Highway 259, Longview, Texas. And let's bring in the king, the star of the John King Coaches Show, the man himself, John King. Having a good morning, Coach?
It's been okay. Been quite entertaining with you two, I can tell you that.
Well, you came in this morning and you wanted to talk Lobo football, and all we wanted to talk about was Aggies and Alabama, right?
Yeah, and Beckville and Ore City.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We were afraid you missed it, so we had to give you.
I was tuned into that.
Had to give you the recap of that. So,
is it true that you sang "Sweet Home Alabama"?
Not true.
Okay,
did not.
No, the first time you did.
First time I did not sing it. Yeah, probably in my life, but or hum it. I didn't even hum it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, let's just real quick. How I mean, what a performance! Getting knocked silly for 3 hours and keep getting off the mat. How's he doing?
He's doing good. Disappointed in the loss and had a chance to make a play there at the end that he didn't make, and just. It was a gutsy performance, and I told him, I said, boy, you're going to have to Lobo up tonight. I mean, you better put your big boy pants on, and he did.
He did.
He didn't play perfect, but he played tough, made plays, and gave him a chance, and played through some pain and some injury, and I'm just real proud of his performance. The whole team. I mean, it takes all of them. If they went in Alabama down with a 24-point underdog or something like that, and had a chance to win a game. So valiant effort out of the Aggies. Just need to find a way to win a game after open week.
Did you really tell him to Lobo up?
I dang sure did.
I love it.
Because that's what he was going to take.
I mean,
I don't know. Up means
I don't know what a bigger pep talk I could give him, because it's in his blood. He knows what that means.
All right. Well, you had a game last week, and once again, there's a little. They get one score, and then your defense just says, "Okay, that's enough of that." And we heard this morning you might have like the lowest points allowed defense in the Dallas, North Texas area.
Yeah, that's what Johnny Bone told me. I don't look at the paper much, but our defense has been playing quite well all year long, and I think that's just a testament to the talent we have over there and the coaching, and they're making plays and getting stops, getting turnovers. But Forney, they popped a run on us, got down there inside the 20, and wound up throwing a fade ball, a one-on-one ball, that 6'6" receiver, and he made a play. So that was a lone score of the night. And then, they shut them out the rest of the night, played pretty well. And Forney's a really good offense. Had been averaging about 45 points a game and probably 500 or 600 yards a game. So did a good job.
Moves you to first place in the district.
We're 3-0 by ourselves. Everybody else has at least one loss.
Right.
And I thought that was an important win and puts you in the driver's seat. The big thing is playoff spot, home field advantage, if you can get a 1 or 2 seed.
Right.
And then, of course, the district championship. And that's the order we're looking at it. We want to secure a playoff spot. We want to get a home game at Lobo Stadium in round 1, and we want that gold ball.
Knowing you for, 15, 16 years that we've known you, winning district is your first goal. Isn't that it?
Playoff spot is
winning. A playoff spot first, and then
make
winning
sure we
district.
secure a playoff spot. 2 is to get home field advantage, and 3 is that gold ball. And that's, I think that's the order you got to look at it. Yes, the ultimate goal, the number one goal is the district championship, but there's small goals you got to attain throughout the process. And for us, the big thing is when you've secured the playoff spot, or you're playing for the playoff spot in the last week or 2 of the season, that's gold sock time.
All right.
And that's what we want to get to.
Right.
Union Grove threw a huge party when they secured a playoff spot.
Yeah.
No, we're going to party when we secure one, too. That's important. It gives you an extension to your season, and then you truly, like I've told y'all, it's 1-0 after that. So, but, if we can go to 4-0, I think that's pretty close to securing a spot based on who you got left to play and who's played who. But, I think 4 wins going to get you in. 5 for sure should. So I mean, we're in a good spot to do that.
And we laugh and tease off the air and this and that about, how good you are and how you're Lou Holtz and you don't know how you're going to ever win another game. And we do that. But is the toughest part of your schedule now behind you?
If you look at it on paper, probably so.
I mean, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Well, we got McKinney North left, and they beat us last year.
Right.
Tyler High. That's a rivalry game. It don't matter what your record is.
Right.
We went over there in 07, state ranked, and like 8-1, and beat them 10-7, and they were like 1-8.
Yeah.
And it's a tough ball game. So I think you got to respect every opponent. You can't take anything as a win. You can't look at we'll win that game. You can't do that because there's things that are going to happen, whether it's injury or turnover or off the field issues. I mean, all kinds of things can affect the ball game, and that's why you got to go play. But we've seen time and time again with teams that are huge favorites get beat because they don't play well.
Forney and Lancaster play tonight.
Correct.
And who's going to win that game?
Whoever scores the most points.
Come on.
Well, whoever.
Well, they're at Lancaster. I think Lancaster's a better football team as a whole, but Forney
could go in there and get it.
Forney's good enough to beat them. I'll tell you that. But I think Lancaster's probably the better team.
Yeah, let me say this: if they played 10 times, Lancaster would win 7. 9. See
Too
that?
much speed and they're physical.
Right.
And well coached. I tell you that, well coached. But Forney is too. Now they just depends on how they respond after last week's game. I'm sure it was more physical than what they've played all year. Most people will tell you that after you play Longview, a little bit beat up because you're not used to playing with that physicality.
You're gonna have to hit the tub on Saturday.
We're a little bit different than most teams in what our style of play. And I'm not down on anybody else. That's just how we play football. We're gonna play tight ends. We're gonna run power football. It's not basketball on grass like some people want to play.
Right. It's just you're going to feel like you were in a car accident after you played the Lobos. I mean, and
multi-car accident.
Could this be one of the better defenses you've ever had?
We're pretty good. I'm not. I've been asked that. The big thing, we've got 8 guys back from last year.
Right.
And we've got great defensive speed. There's some things that still concern you about how you going to hold up to this or that. But as a whole, 11-guy unit, yeah, they're pretty good. I'm not going to say, 19, we're pretty dang good, too. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we held people to 7 points a game, whatever we're doing now, but you got to go back and look at the quality of people you're playing, too. I'm not saying people playing are bad, but there's some people that hadn't won many games, and maybe when you played them, you thought they were a little better than what they were, but defensive, playing good, playing well. And I've told y'all this before. No matter if playing tall grass, you got to go play, and they're doing that. And they're not giving up, big plays, not giving up stupid scores and misalignments and this and that. We've given up some plays here and there, but for the most part, if we do, we find a way to get it stopped.
But defense shows up in the hot and the cold and the rain and the wind, right? Yep. Goes on the road. Defense works everywhere, doesn't it?
Sure does. So does running the ball. What
part of your defense is getting better as time goes on?
Their touchdown dances.
It's hard to say. I feel like our defensive line was probably the question mark coming in because of that was the one area we didn't have as much depth and experience. And they're playing really well. There's some kids that have moved up from the JV last year to the varsity this year. LaQuavian Jackson, Jordan Wright are 2 kids that have really filled their roles. They were JV defensive linemen as juniors last year. Now they're prime time Friday night getting after it. I think Omari and Watkins is playing well inside. You got Billy Smith and Zarius Shepard that played well all year long. Jeremiah Roosley. Those guys have played really, really well. And Coach Bonds does a great job of keeping them fresh and rotating them in and out.
How's Coach Val?
Val's doing okay.
Yeah,
he had a spell,
little under the weather.
Had a spell Monday morning. Lucky for him. He listened to his body, went in, had a small procedure done, but he was at practice yesterday, and kids were glad to see him. We all were.
I bet the quarterbacks especially.
Yeah.
To see him.
I've got to be careful. I tell you, boys. Jordan Allen and Andrew Tutter will be glad for Coach Val to get back.
They don't want King.
They don't want me to be their quarterback coach.
Let's run.
But we're supposed to throw.
All right, let's take a break. We do have North Mesquite Mesquite. They're 1-2 in district play, and they're the next opponent for the Longview Lobos. And we're going to talk about the Stallions and the Lobos after this on the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, and Fiat in Longview on your home for Longview Lobo football. 106.5 Jack FM.
This summer, I'm taking premium audio with me everywhere I go with Raycon. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound so good. They have 3 sound profiles to match whatever I'm listening to.
Plus noise isolation and awareness mode, so I can choose to be immersed in sound, or I can listen to what's going on. I can listen while I'm traveling or while I'm working out with optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. You can wear these earbuds all day.
And they don't budge. With Raycon, I get 8 hours of consecutive playtime and 32 hours of battery life, plus they're at half the price of other premium audio brands.
That's my favorite part. I love that. No wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. Go check it out. See for yourself what the hype is all about. Right now, you can go to buyraycon.com/DCS and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's BUYRAYCON.com/DCS for 15% off. Buyraycon.com/DCS.
One night only, the Academy of Country Music Award winner is coming to stage 271, and you can see him live. Rodney Atkins. Friday, December 9th. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. Rodney Atkins. Friday, December 9th. Live at Choctaw Casino and Resort Grant. Highway 271, just north of Paris. Details at ChoctawCasinos.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th. It's glow time. See Club for details.
We're looking for people whose minds are in the gutter. Why? Because we are a gutter company. CSC Seamless Gutters in Flint. CSC Seamless Gutters.
CSC stands for Chris S. Corson. That's me. CSC Seamless Gutters. We're everything gutters. New gutters, repair old gutters and soffits, gutter cleaning and general maintenance, even take down your gutters while you paint your house. All backed by a Better Business Bureau rating of A+.
Open K-style gutters, half-round gutters, round downspouts, gutter guards with several types of gutter covers to choose from. CSC Seamless Gutters.
We don't bid our jobs based on satellite earth photos. Our free estimates include us actually visiting your house. That's how we can give you a flat rate per foot bid with no hidden add-ons.
See our work on our Facebook page. I'm Lisa Corson. Call my husband, Chris S. Corson. CSC Seamless Gutters.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Harlan, the sports guy, Pigskin Bob, Coach John King on the John King Coaches Show on your home for Longview Lobo football. The Jack, 106.5 FM. Been home of the Longview Lobos for how long, Coach? 8 years? 9 years?
I believe so, yeah.
And we had him on the ranch before that.
That was on the ranch, that's correct.
Yeah. I remember when Pat Collins called me up and said, Harlan, need a radio station. Because we'd had you in a previous ownership, and then somebody else messed it up, and then Pat called me, and we've been best friends ever since.
Sure have.
That's right. It's brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Fiat.
He didn't say best friends.
we became best friends. Did we just become best friends?
On your side of the table, yes.
You know, when I first moved here, it was just Peters Chevrolet. Now, it's kind of like district championships. They've added all these gold balls to their dealership. So, yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Well, thank them for sponsoring the show.
And they keep buying more land out there on 259 and adding another flag.
Hey, let's keep growing,
right?
Huh? Add something to it.
He's done it.
Had a chance to talk with one of the younger Peters on the field before the game against Forney, little Rawson, March boy. So quite entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. He enlightened me some things. You talking about flag football and living life and having fun. Them kids at that age, it's great.
Well, nobody bleeds the Longview green like the Peters family does.
That's right.
Longtime supporters, friends, coaches, fans, whatever you want to say. They're there for you guys, aren't they?
They sure are.
All right, North Mesquite this week. How many times have you played against them? Because it seems like they're always in our district.
Well, when we were 6A, we were with them just about every time.
Yeah.
And, and then now they're dropped. We both dropped to 5A, dealing with, the change in enrollment numbers and how they've grown across the state. And ours has kind of just maintained the same, But North Mesquite, when we went to this DFW district in 2004, when I became the head coach, they were in our district then, and every time, like I say, we've been in the same classification, we've played each other. So I don't know, probably 20 times we've played.
Yeah.
But,
and they've got to feel like wherever they go, why is Longview coming with us?
Right.
Well, they may say that, yeah, but I can tell you, North Mesquite, they, had their heyday. Now, things have changed a little bit. I think the changing of the guard there in Mesquite, how people have moved around in Mesquite and enrollment and all that others kind of affect them a little bit. But I can tell you the one thing I remember most about North Mesquite, and I get reminded about this all the time, in 2010, that was our first district loss. I became the head coach. We were up 10 points going into the fourth quarter, and a guy named Joe Bergeron went to Roland, and they beat us 4. They brought along 14 points and beat us over there. And that's a lasting memory, I can tell you that.
Have they beat you since?
No.
He remembers that. He just stared at me, ladies and gentlemen. Bob covered me.
Thank God that it's you this time. Remember last year, he was wanting to take me outside, and we were fixing to have to get it on.
Yeah, he doesn't need a reason to fight, just a place.
Gary Bennett over here.
That's right.
All right, Coach. How do you attack their quarterback? That's one of their key athletes tonight. Is that kid?
Yeah, he's the head coach's son, Luke Cedar.
That's always scary.
It is scary.
He's got over 1,000 yards through the air.
He does a great job of getting the ball off quickly. He can extend plays. He's athletic. He can run it. So you got to defend him in the zone read stuff. But he's got 2 outstanding receivers. Cordell, I think it's Russell, number 5, and then number 9, kind of a hybrid tight end, H-back, wide out there, split him out some. They're 2 go-daddies now.
Which one gets your attention more, 5. Great running back or a great quarterback?
My attention more?
Yeah, which gets your attention?
Quarterbacks. I mean, you're going to see great running backs about every week. You got quarterbacks that can throw it, extend plays, run it. You got to account for that. That's worrisome because they can make something out of nothing. And that's what they probably do best, just play backyard football. This play's broken down, he'll scramble, he'll find 5. He's 6'4", 220 pounds or something like that. Kid's committed to TCU. Our kids tell me his nickname's Baby T.O.
Little T.O.
Little T.O.
Yeah.
But he is an outstanding player. And
he's got 731 receiving yards and a punt return this year for 88 yards.
Punt return.
I'm sure that was addressed.
Yes.
In practice.
Don't kick it to him.
Yeah.
Kick it out of bounds.
Which number
get it away from him. But he's dangerous. When
See 5? Don't kick it to 5.
We've told him that before and went right to him.
Yeah, we've seen other coaches have that same thing.
Almighty, just don't kick it to him.
In fact, I think it was number 5 for Wascom when Union Grove was playing him in the playoffs. And he said the last thing I told him before kickoff was, don't kick it to 5.
Junebug.
He couldn't have walked down there and handed it to 5 any cleaner.
Boom.
And,
took it to the house.
All right.
Seen it.
Hey, in the spirit of Eddie Richardson, how is your special teams this year? We love to talk about your defense. Bob loves to talk about the offense. And then what about the special teams?
Yeah,
the thing that I would say about our special teams up until last week, it probably been pretty much error-free. Good snaps, good holds, good kicks, good coverage. And last week we dropped a kickoff return on a sky kick. And then about 2 drives later, we snapped the ball over the punter's head. And up until that point, we've been pretty solid. But coming back off an open week, things I've told you before that concern you, getting back into game speed and game tempo, those things that you got to worry about. But just sailed a snap. Like I said, the kid, he dropped the sky kick, hit him in the face mask. So you can't make those kind of mistakes, regardless of what kind of ball game you're in, a tight one, a blowout, whatever. You just don't make those mistakes. But I've been pleased with Michael Fields with his punts and extra point field goal. He hit a field goal right at the end of the half to give us a 32-point lead, and he's been kicking the ball well, been covering well. Our returning game's been good. Willie Nelson's has had a couple of really good big returns lately, and then our kickoff returns. Boosie's had some good ones. When they'll kick it to him, he don't get many chances anymore. So other than that, it's been pretty good.
Bob, do you have another football question? Because I have
I do have
I have a
one for you.
non-football question.
Because you're filling in as quarterbacks coach this week, and I know it's been a fun week for your kids. Have you ever been the kicking coach? Have you ever had to fill in for the kicking coach?
I learned from Coach Collins. I coached the punter.
And they don't.
Do you really?
No.
Okay. All right, you got me.
That's one thing he coached. No. Josh Rankin coaches a punter, and
you just yell at him if it's a bad punt, right?
Yep.
That's it.
Chris Valerie handles the place kicker and holder. So, if I see something needs to be corrected, I'll address it.
Yes.
Coaches and kids. So, I try to put pressure on the kickers. I try to smack talk them a little bit.
That's an important part of your team, and you seem to excel at it. You've always had a pretty good punting team.
A guy told me that the other day. He said, "Where do you always find these kickers?" I said, "I guess you need to be better friends with your soccer coach."
Right.
Because we get a lot of them out of the soccer program. Yeah, they'll come kick for us, and I think that's very important. Kids, they may not be great when they're freshmen, but the time they kick a football more throughout the years, they get better at hitting.
Yeah, it's not round.
Isn't that where Josh Scovey came from the soccer team?
Yep.
And then ended up at La Tech?
La Tech.
And then the NFL.
Jaguars for 10, 15 years, however long. But, yeah, we've done a great job of working together, and Coach Wright allowing those kids to come kick for us. Sometimes they just show up for game day when they're freshmen or sophomore, JV players. Hey, can you be on the bus at 4 o'clock? We're going so-and-so place. I just need you to kick off. Yeah, I'll be there. Because, a lot of them play club soccer, and things like that, and they have these practices after school during the fall, and you
just need him to
I'll cut a deal for a kicker.
That's the only thing he'll hold the bus for, right? Everybody's loaded. Hold on.
We need
Here he comes. I see him in the back of the parking lot.
There's a couple more. I'll make sure Jalen's on there.
Yeah.
Jalen, would you mind waking
Coach,
up?
will you text me when he gets on the bus so I can walk out like I'm ready to go?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Hey, we're going to do something special next week before the game. Brent Taylor, the longtime voice of the Longview Lobos for 44 years. Obviously, Brian Houston took over this year. Brent unable to really give it his all to continue. So we're gonna name the radio booth at Lobos Stadium the Brent Taylor broadcasting booth, and we've got a plaque that we're going to put on the door and have a little ceremony before the game and recognize him over the loudspeaker, and that'll be really special, Coach.
It will. I talked to Brent yesterday and checked on him, see how he's doing, and really hope he can make it next week. He's going to try, do his best, and he's feeling better, and look forward to having him. I hadn't seen him in a few weeks, so.
And he's got to be missing Lobo football.
Is he missing it? Yeah, there's no doubt. And I know our fans, that they're missing him too, because they grew
up with him.
Grew up with him. Got taught by him, coached by him, whipped by him, whatever else. But
there's thousands out there. That was the only person they'd ever heard call a Lobo game.
Right, for 40-something years. So,
yeah.
It'd be great to get him there and honor him and we need to have a big turnout and recognize him in a fitting way.
Yeah, it's well deserved.
It is, and that's a lot of time and preparation put in to do that over 40-something years. And just glad we were able to win one while he was on broadcast.
Absolutely.
We'll forget that after we'd won it in 18, just to his emotion.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yes, he was crying like a baby.
I was in the booth with him at the Lufkin playoff game when Chris Ivory had the 4 fumbles. And watched him crying after he signed off. I mean, tears in his eyes, because that meant so much to him.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I'm glad he got to see one.
Well, he saw some close calls. I mean,
right?
It's been a bunch of heartbreak. It was a bunch of heartbreak, but, we found a way to win one.
So the tentative plan is we'll do that Friday before the game at Lobos Stadium next week if everything works out with his schedule.
That's right.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for us. Good luck tonight. And you don't have to get out, jump in the truck, and drive to somewhere in the southeast part of the country tomorrow. You get a day to sleep in, and
I'm gonna
put your feet up tomorrow.
Be at the house watching college football.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your weekend, and give Haynes and Steely our best. And
you bet.
Have a good luck tonight against the Stallions. It's Longview and North Mesquite. That's coming up next here on your home for Longview Lobo football. This has been the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peter Chevrolet, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram, Buick Fiat on 106.5 Jack FM.
This has been the John King Coaches Show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Announcing a new townhome rental community just 1 mile from Grande Avenue in Tyler, across from Brown Elementary in the White House ISD. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler introduces Aria Village, another quality gated development from Hunt Custom Homes.
Aria Village features 2 and 3 bedroom townhomes with 1 or 2-story options. Modern interior amenities, garages, all kitchen appliances, pet friendly with privacy fenced in backyards. Lawn care is included. Rents are from $16.95 to $19.95 per month.
Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
I'm Josh. See photos on our website, or I can give you a tour. Even alert you of upcoming vacancies not yet on our website. My cell is 903-571-2508. 571-2508.
Nancy Wright Properties specializes in premier rental homes, garden homes, and townhomes in 7 area school districts. That's NWP. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Now, with that out of the way, shall we begin?
Hell yeah! 106.5 Jack FM presents Longview Lobo High School football.
Lobo Nation, you're listening to the Lobo Radio Network on KOOY Jacksonville. Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick and Longview. Longview Kilgore Cable TV. The law offices of Sorey and Hoover. Eastman Credit Union. First Choice Personnel. Soapy's Car Wash. Bish RV of Longview. Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center. The Bug Police. Flood Out Restoration. McDaniel's Quality Body Works. And Telco Plus Credit Union. Lobo Nation. Are you ready? The Lobos are on 106.5 Jack FM.
Lobo Nation, it's time for Longview High School football on 106.5 Jack FM. Live from Mesquite Memorial Stadium, it's the #1 ranked Longview Lobos against the North Mesquite Stallions in a District 7 5A Division I matchup. Hello, I'm Brian Houston along with Johnny Vaughn. The Longview Lobos of Coach John King are 6-0 and 3-0 in district play. They're coming off an impressive 46-7 win over Forney last week. The Lobos are led by running back Taylor Tatum, who has rushed for 752 yards and 15 touchdowns. Jordan Allen has thrown for 990 yards and 11 scores, with Alabama commit Jalen Hale catching 5 of those scoring tosses. The Longview defense is giving up 8 points per game. They're led by linebacker Tadarian Boone, who has 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, 7 pass breakups, 1 punt block, and 2 defensive touchdowns. North Mesquite, coached by Tim Cedar, they're 2-4 overall, 1-2 in district play. They lost to Lufkin last week, 21-14. The offense scores 26 points a game. The coach's son, Luke Cedar, has passed for 1,178 yards and 13 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. His top target is Cordell Russell, who has caught 31 balls for 731 yards and 8 scores, one of those an 82-yarder. The Stallions give up almost 30 points per game, but they do have an outstanding linebacker, Kamaje Else, who has 52 tackles, 7 for a loss, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. It's Longview and North Mesquite. Johnny Vaughn with me now. And Johnny, talk to me a little bit about what you see as being the keys to the victory tonight.
Well, I think that what North Mesquite does have is they've got a good quarterback, they've got a nice running back, and they've got receivers. The flip side of that is they're second from last in the district in defense. So they've been able to move the football, but they haven't been able to stop people. Now, one of the things that might be of concern tonight is Taylor Tatum and Elijah Johnson's, the starting tailback and the fullback, are not going to play. So Longview's going to be using their backups at both of those 2 positions, but there are guys that have played that are going to step in, but that could be a factor in this game. We'll see how our offense goes.
You had a chance to talk to John King this morning. What was his reasoning about holding Taylor Tatum and Elijah Johnson out of this game?
I think both of them, or he said both of them have been banged up. He says, I don't believe that this is a long-term injury, but I think his thinking was, I don't want to run the risk of getting them hurt worse in this game, give them a week off, be ready for the next game, and the stretch run. I don't think this is long-term, but it's enough that he just didn't want to take the chance, and I don't blame him.
83 degrees tonight, a beautiful clear night at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. It's a stadium where we've seen a lot of playoff games over the year. Right now it is not very windy, but we did see wind coming out of the south to start. North Mesquite won the toss and elected to defer, so that means the Lobos are going to start with the ball to begin the game, and we'll get to see those backup running backs and how they fare in an opportunity like this that you don't normally get in a regular season game. But this may be a good ball game to give them that work. At North Mesquite, I want to say they're just not having a real strong year, but they were two wins 2 years ago, only 1-9 last year. They're 2-4 this year. They've been a struggling program, and so we'll see what they've got tonight for the Longview Lobos.
You know, I think it's an interesting decision that they're going to choose to go on defense first, and their defense is a weakness in the team, and their offense is their strength. I'm surprised that they didn't take the ball to start off.
Mark Hernandez kicks it off. It's taken at the 30 to the 35, 40. Jalen Hale out of bounds at midfield, and a flag goes down as he was thrown out of bounds after he'd already gone out. So I'm guessing that's going to be 15 yards unsportsmanlike conduct against North Mesquite, and those are the kinds of things that lead to the kind of year that North Mesquite's having.
There's no excuse in that. I mean, they hit him well out of bounds, and so we're going to see this penalty.
Getting braces for a second or third time? Before you get braces again, shouldn't you find out why your teeth moved?
Dentist Dr. Tad Morgan.
Nobody likes to talk about why your teeth keep moving. It could be you are tongue-tied. Even the best orthodontic wire can't fight the force of the tongue. The tongue force can be 100 times more powerful than the braces trying to straighten your teeth.
Dr. Morgan is trained in the Zoggy technique of lingual frenectomies, commonly called a tongue tie release.
More side of Jalen Hale in the shotgun. They're handing it off to Washington, who's running right, got a hole to the 20, 15, 10, down at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
That's a good way to start. Kelvin Washington immediately.
He pops the 30-yarder on the first play.
Kelvin Washington is back there. We expect Jose Soto, to be the fullback. We saw that Frederick Hawkins started at wide receiver, along with Jalen Hale and DeKalen Reese. And so now it is second down and 6. First and goal from the 6. From the I formation, Hale under center. Turn, handoff, Washington up the middle. He'll push to the 4-yard line and not get anything more than that. Defensively, for North Mesquite, Leander Parrish and Moises Garcia are the defensive ends. The nose is Terry Davis. The linebackers, Donovan Quadras, Daniel Nyarusa, and Kamaje Else. The corners, Kyron Arrington and Dalen Hicks, and Frejan Gilliard and Joel Yin-Yang are the safeties. Yin-Yang is a very good player. 44 tackles, a fumble recovery, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles for loss. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. Turn and a handoff to Washington. He'll walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Longview.
Yeah, the blocking up front just used a gaping hole, and Longview in for the score.
So a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty leads to a 35-yard drive for the Lobos. And with backup running backs, they've already jumped out with 10:40 to go in the first quarter to a 6-0 lead. And Michael Fields comes on to try the extra point. Fields puts the kick up, and it is good. And with 10:40 to go in the first quarter, Longview 7, North Mesquite nothing. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, October 14th through the 17th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Longview takes a 7-0 lead on a 4-yard touchdown run by Kelvin Washington. 10:40 to go in the first quarter, and now the kickoff by Longview and Fields. It's taken at the 16-yard line and then knocked off his feet. Out at the 22-yard line is number 8, Elijah Williams. And it's going to be North Mesquite 1st and 10 with 10:36 to play in the first quarter. Their quarterback is Luke Cedar. He's thrown for 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 1,178 yards. The center, Peyton Richardson. The guards, Jalen Johnson and Matthew Simpson. Caden Bowers and Dontavius Evans are the tackles. The receivers, number 5, Cordell Russell is the home run threat. Jaqueline Caraway, and they'll hand it off and a throwback to the quarterback, Cedar, and a defender up in his face, and Cedar has to scramble, and he's going to go down back in the backfield for a loss back to the 17-yard line. Omarion Watkins making the stop there. Defensively for Longview, Billy Smith, Omarion Watkins, and Jordan Wright are on the line. The linebackers, Jeremiah Rugley, Caden Brooks, Tadarian Boone, and Chase Smith. The corners, Jaden Simmons and Jakeven Curry, Willie Nelson, and Buda Garrett are the safeties. It is second down after that loss back to the 18-yard line. 2nd and 16 for North Mesquite. They are in the blue jerseys, black helmets, high snap. Ball gets away from Cedar. He has to scramble to get it, and he's thrown down. And it's a hard tackle by number 39. And that is Mandrell Washington, I believe.
Yeah, he dropped the snap back center. He went on the ground. He was able to. They were able to recover, but big loss in the play.
All the way back to the 13. Billy Smith was the man that made the tackle on that play. 9:24 to go in the first quarter. And now it's 3rd down and 21, and North Mesquite off to a rugged start back at their own 13. Wing to the right, they'll hand it off up the middle, and this is one thing that North Mesquite does not do well. They do not run the football very well. Again, it's Omarion Watkins in there to stop their running back, and so they're going to have to go 3 and out. They'll send the punt team on. Cedar, the quarterback, is the punter.
Tell you, this is the first series, Brian, but in this first series, the offensive line just cannot block Longview's defensive front. It's going to be a long night for North Mesquite unless something changes.
Check that. It's going to be Mark Hernandez, who's back about 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He'll put his foot into it. It's a high, short punt. It's going to bounce around the 35-yard line, and that's where it's going to go down at the 36. So only a 24-yard punt, and the Lobos, again, with a short field, and the 7-0 lead with 8:22 to play. First quarter, 7-0. Longview on top, and starting at the North Mesquite 36-yard line. Kelvin Washington in at tailback. They're in the I formation. Hale will turn. Drop back to throw. Deep ball right side. Hale in the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Good coverage out there by North Mesquite's defender. And if I can make that number out, I believe that was number 3, and that's Dalen Hicks, who was playing man-to-man out there, and Hale was on him one-on-one.
Yeah, he had good coverage, and that was an excellent play on his part. It looked like Hale was fixing to pull away and get behind him. It didn't happen.
2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line of North Mesquite. Lobos have the ball, 3 wideouts to the right. They'll hand it off to Washington, trying to get running room on the far side. He's going to sweep, get the first down, and get knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line, but not before he picked up the first down. So again, if you're just joining us, the starting backs for Longview are not playing tonight, Taylor Tatum and Elijah Johnson. So 2 backups, Kelvin Washington, who's been a real find for the Lobos this year, is in at tailback.
He's got 4 carries for 50 yards.
That's not bad.
I mean, he looks like a starter for most teams.
2 tight ends. They'll hand it off to Washington right up the middle. He'll fight to the 15, down to the 14-yard line, where he'll go down there. And it's going to be 2nd down and about 2 after the 8-yard gain, as the ball's at the 14-yard line. Lobos snap the huddle, 2 tight ends, wing to the left, I formation, quarterback under center, hand it off to the fullback this time, Soto. Soto breaks free into the secondary and gets to about the 6-yard line before he is brought down by number 4, Kyrese Massey. And it's 1st and goal. Lobos threatening to make this a 14-0 ball game. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. I formation again, with Washington in at tailback, Hale under center. And again, they'll just hand it off to him right up the middle. He gets a nice block, and he's going to walk in. Touchdown, his 2nd of the night. Lobos go up by 2 scores.
Well, that's another one where the offensive line just blew the defensive front for North Mesquite back, and right through the hole went Kelvin Washington.
2 short fields, this time a 36-yard drive. And a 6-yard touchdown run. Kelvin Washington, and then Michael Fields comes on to try his 2nd extra point of the night. Kick is up, and it is good. And our score was 6:51 to go in the first quarter now. Longview 14, North Mesquite nothing. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back. How much will you save? It's a coupon giveaway in-store only. Starting Thursday, you can get an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off while they last. Simply find an associate for a coupon and peel to reveal your deal. Hurry, these good feels and family-size deals end Sunday. Shopping is back. JCPenney. Coupon valid on select styles through 10/16. Exclusions apply. Giveaway in-store only. Must be 18 years or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Michael Fields kicks it off after Longview takes a 14-0 lead, and the return man stumbles and will fall down at around the 16-yard line. It was returned by number 9, Marquavius Standard. And so North Mesquite again with terrible field position at their own 17-yard line with 6:47 to play here in the first quarter. Kelvin Washington with 2 touchdown runs on the first 2 possessions for the Lobos tonight.
He's got 6 carries for 64 yards.
The Stallions come out in 3 wide to the right, 2 wide outs to the left. Defense shifting into position. Cedar drops back, looks pressured. He's got to step up and run, and he's going to get a short gain to the 25-yard line before he is dropped down there. Number 3 on the tackle is Chase Smith, and 32. And that's going to be Caden Brooks. Gain of about 3, and it's 2nd down and 7. Ball is at the North Mesquite 21-yard line. Again, 5 wide, 3 to the left. Cedar drops back. Again, pressure. Pocket collapses. Down he goes. And again, it's Billy Smith who takes him down. His pocket protection is non-existent right now.
Now, they actually had 3 people there. Billy Smith's just the one that made the tackle, but they went through the offensive front untouched, all of them.
That's going to make it 3rd down and about 14 with the ball back at their 14-yard line. And again, Cedar has 5 wide receivers. I believe I'd be holding somebody back there in the backfield to block.
I'm with you on that.
Empty backfield, Cedar in the shotgun. Looks to throw again. Smith hits and knocks him down and takes him down for a loss on the play. Another sack by Billy Smith.
Billy Smith just went through untouched, did a little twist and came right up the middle. I don't know what to say about this.
It's not much to say except it's all Longview at this point. The ball is going to be back at the 9-yard line, and once again, it is going to be Mark Hernandez who's back to punt. Long snap count. They'll finally get it back. Their pressure's coming. They came after it. I think they got their hands on it. They blocked it. It's picked up by the Lobos at the 22-yard line, and it's recovered by number 10, Dadrian Buda Garrett. Lobos blocked a punt.
Right before the snap, Longview moved a couple of players, and they went right up the middle and blocked the punt.
So, again, the Lobos with the ball to start a drive deep in North Mesquite territory. This time it's going to be at the 23-yard line. And a timeout called by North Mesquite. I'd call one too.
They got 12 players on the field.
4:37 to play in the first quarter. Lobos lead North Mesquite 14-0. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Employee onboarding?
Automated.
Customer support?
Automated.
What if you could automate all your company's routine operation tasks and do it easily?
Lead management?
Automated.
With Zapier, you can. Zapier is the leader in no-code automation. Connect over 5,000 apps, automate almost any workflow, and streamline your team's performance without hiring a developer and with no coding required. That's right. Zapier's templates make it simple for you to automate anything in minutes, no matter your level of expertise. Zapier eliminates routine tasks and frees your employees to focus on the bigger picture. And with Zapier's advanced security features and annual SOC 2 audits, your data is safe and secure. See why thousands of companies, including Slack, Salesforce, and HubSpot, trust Zapier to automate their businesses.
Even complex tasks?
Automated with Zapier.
Try Zapier for free today at zapier.com/radio. That's zapier.com/radio. Zapier.com/radio.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, running RPO, and Jordan Allen's pass incomplete as he was throwing to the left side. It looked like he was going to Hale in the slot. 2nd down and 10, Longview. Now they're in the eye. They'll send 2 wideouts to the left. Turn, handoff. Washington up the middle. Tough running room this time and a short gain. And getting up off the bottom of the pile for North Mesquite, Daniel Nyarusa. 3rd down and 8. And the ball at the North Mesquite 20-yard line. Lobos up by 2 touchdowns, trying to add to that. Total domination in this first quarter by Longview. So here come the Lobos with 2 wideouts to the left side. Again, they're in the eye with the quarterback under center. And Allen will play action. Drop back. Now he's going to run to his left. Keeps on running. He's got a lot of green. 10-5 touchdown, Longview. That was easy. Jordan Allen. Nobody open in the end zone, so he just took it down the left, and I mean, there was nothing but green grass in front of him, and he was able to take it in for the score.
You saw it. You know, he doesn't look like he's very fast, but... Well,
there's a flag down back at the 35. I did not see that. That's going to wipe that touchdown out. Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
We got a glimpse at the fact that Jordan Allen's actually got pretty good speed as he got outside and just outran the secondary in the end zone. Unfortunately, it's going to be called back because of the penalty.
That's going to make it 3rd down and 18 instead of 21-0 Longview. Ball's back at the 30-yard line of North Mesquite after the Lobos blocked a punt and started at the North Mesquite 23. Split backfield in the gun this time is Allen, and there's a timeout called as the play clock was getting away from Jordan Allen. Coach King called timeout. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Longview calls a timeout because the play clock had run down to 0. They have the ball at the North Mesquite 30-yard line, 3rd down and 18. And they lead 14-0 over the North Mesquite Stallions, and really would like to add to this lead after blocking a punt that gave them the ball at the 23. Allen back to throw. Play action. Now he's pressured. Now he's going to step up and run. Tries to get a block. He's not going to be able to get away this time. He goes down, and it's a solid tackle back there by number 45, Terry Davis, for North Mesquite. So Lobos are going to have to punt. They went backwards on that drive.
Yeah, that was really a poor play. Is actually Jordan Allen rolled to his right and ran into one of the other Lobos, and that was a result of the tackle. It wasn't from North Mesquite, but the collision they had.
Lobos are at the North Mesquite 34-yard line. Michael Fields is going to come on to punt. He's standing back at the North Mesquite 47. Just barely touches it, but it's going to go into the end zone and through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And North Mesquite will take over after getting a stop. But it was more a case of Longview shooting itself in the foot.
Yeah.
14-0. Hey, I want to say congratulations to our Players of the Week as sent to us by Longview Orthopedic. Rebecca Dragu of the East Texas Chargers stars in volleyball and football. Jaqueline Frazier from Dangerfield High School, a star in football, baseball, powerlifting, and track. Congratulations to both of those outstanding players from Longview Orthopedics. Now they're going to throw a quick toss to the right side. That's going to be to their star wide receiver, and he's going to get dropped for a big loss back on the play. That was Cordell Russell, who was coming from his wide receiver slot, came all the way around and took a toss, but nobody fooled by Longview, and they brought him down. Lost 5 on the play, back to the 15-yard line.
Again, that's a situation where Longview's defensive front is just in the backfield. So far in this first quarter, North Mesquite just cannot block our defensive front.
No contest on the front lines. 2 wide to the right side. They've got a wing to the right, and now they're going to hand it off up the middle. And again, Longview penetration. They're 5 yards into the backfield, and there's no running room at all. And again, Amarian Watkins in there for the stop, along with Darian Boone, who's having a heck of a year. And it's going to be 3rd down and 17 now, back at the 13-yard line. North Mesquite has had no offense, because if you can't block it, you can't run it. Single wide receivers to either side. Cedar back to throw. Pressure again. The pocket collapses. He goes down again.
3 people back there.
That time it's number 55, Zarius Shepard, who sacks him. That's got to be at least 4 sacks here in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Offensive line just completely overmatched by Longview's defensive front. And the line of scrimmage now, again, they've just gone backwards. They're all the way back to their own 8-yard line.
Just to make a point out of this, Cedar, the quarterback, has lost 26 yards in this first quarter.
Hernandez gets this punt off, and it's taken by Willie Nelson. Brings it to the 30, 25, down to the 23. Ball came out. Let's see who comes up with it. I think North Mesquite must have got it. Yep, they came up with the ball. Willie Nelson fumbled the punt return. That won't make John King happy. And North Mesquite, finally, with something good happening, will get the ball back off of the turnover on the special teams. Two seconds remaining in the first quarter, a fast-moving first quarter that's been all Longview. North Mesquite has the ball at their own 16-yard line. They'll hand it off, and it's thrown back to the quarterback, Cedar, and he lets it rip. It's a deep ball. It's a 50-50 ball. It was broken up back there. Great defensive play.
He just threw that ball 63 yards in the air.
That was Willie Nelson that broke up the pass that was intended for Cordell Russell at the end of the first quarter. After one, our score, Longview 14, North Mesquite nothing. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Have you ever bought an airline ticket for what you thought was a cheap rate? But then with all the add-ons for luggage, seat assignment, and seatbelt rental, it wasn't such a good deal after all.
The same thing happens in the gutter industry. I'm Chris S. Corson of CSC Seamless Gutters in Flint. Some gutter companies quote what sounds like a real cheap rate, but the rate doesn't include needed items like downspouts, elbows, and end caps. It's like buying a car without the tires.
CSC, Seamless Gutters.
When CSC quotes you a price, it's a flat, all-inclusive rate. No surprises. We actually visit your house to do precise estimates. We don't use satellite photos to guesstimate your job.
Residential, commercial, industrial, new gutters, gutter guards, half-round gutters, round downspouts, repair old gutters, even gutter cleaning, and general maintenance program.
See our beautiful work on our Facebook page.
Call my husband, Chris S. Corson. CSC, Seamless Gutters.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Cedar throws the ball out to the right sideline, to the left sideline rather, and Garrett's going to take it to the house. Cordell Russell takes it all the way from the 16-yard line. It was just a sideline bubble screen, and he took it right down the sidelines all the way for the touchdown.
And it shows the kind of speed that he has as he went up the sideline, actually outran the secondary for the score.
84-yard touchdown pass from Cedar to Cordell Russell. And just like that, you see that they do have some explosive players. And now it's 14-6. And Hernandez comes on to try the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is no good. Longview hangs on to a 14-6 lead with 11:47 to go in the first half. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, four-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Mark Hernandez will kick off from our right to our left, puts his foot into it, and back at the 5-yard line, bringing it out to the 10, 20, 25, 30, flag down, 40, midfield 50 to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, but it's going to come back. Kelvin Washington takes it all the way, but the flag is back at the 39-yard line, and I'm guaranteeing you it's against the Lobos.
Yeah, there's 2 flags actually over there, and that was a fantastic return by him, but we believe it's going to be called back.
They're all walking back that direction. So a conversation between the officials now, and we'll get the call. Personal foul is a face mask. It's against. It's offsetting. Okay, they got holding against Longview, face mask against North Mesquite. It's going to be offsetting penalties. Now, will they re-kick it? I would think they would.
I believe they'll have to.
Yep, they'll re-kick it. What a shame for the Lobos and Kelvin Washington, because he had about an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. But he gets a chance to do it all over again. Hale is going to go back deep. Usually they're not going to kick it to him, though. He's back at the 9-yard line. And Hernandez will kick off from the 40. Puts his foot into it. It's a pooch kick on the ground. It's loose, and it comes up with it, and then there's a late hit on it, but no flag, as 23, Jacoby Granville was able to get down on the ball for Longview. But that's one of those dangerous pooch kicks, and that's exactly what you're hoping for as the kicking team, is that you're getting that ball bouncing around on the ground and loose, and a possibility for a turnover. Didn't happen that time.
Now, he did a good job as it bounced off of him, but he got on it in a hurry.
This is the first drive that Longview started in their own territory tonight. They are at their own 36-yard line with 11:31 to go in the first half. They'll send 2 wideouts to the left. Allen's in the shotgun. They'll hand it off up the middle, getting to the 45, 50, still running at the 45-yard line. Number 33, another one of the great running backs, that is Brendavian Steverson, who picks up the first down at the North Mesquite 45-yard line.
19-yard gain on his first carry of the night.
Longview's got legitimately 6 backs that could start for just about anybody on any team in this state. 1st and 10 Longview at the North Mesquite 45. They'll hand it off. Steverson again, this time hit in the backfield and taken down. Tackle was made by number 45, Terry Davis. A loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 11. Lobos in their all-white uniforms again on the road. White jerseys, white pants, green numerals, green headgear with the gold L. On 2nd down, Allen under center. Sends Hale in motion to the left side. A bubble screen is dropped. That pass was intended for number 11 to Kalen Reese, and he just flat dropped it. And now it looks like after they came out like a house on fire, Longview did, they look like they've already kind of lost interest in the game.
That's exactly what I was fixing to say. They started out great, and then now it's just turned into both teams playing sloppy football. You just lose your edge, and that's what's happened. Now we need to get it back.
3rd down and 11. Washington goes in motion. He'll set up in the slot on the left side. Hale back to throw. Looking, pressure coming. Breaks a tackle. Still running. He'll get out of bounds and around the 45-yard line. They'll actually call him inbounds on that play, but he didn't get enough to get just barely back to the 46, and they will have a 4th down and 11. So good defense by North Mesquite. And again, it's going to be Fields coming on to punt the football. From the 44 of North Mesquite, the line of scrimmage, Fields will punt it. It's high, it bounces at the 16-yard line and dies right there. 29-yard punt, but the main thing is it puts North Mesquite in the hole, back deep in their own territory. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick of Longview, Eastman Credit Union, the law offices of Sorey and Hoover, Longview Kilgore Cable, First Choice Personnel, Bish RV, Soapy's Car Wash, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, the Bug Police, Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center. 1st and 10 for the Stallions from their own 17. They'll hand it off. This looks like Gibson, who gets maybe a yard, 2 yards on the play before he's brought down. The other sponsors of the game tonight, Flood Out Restoration, McDaniel's Quality Body Works. And this second quarter is brought to you by Longview Kilgore Cable TV, the first to offer gig speeds to all of the Longview area. Find them at cablelinks.com/getgig now. So the ball now at the 19-yard line for North Mesquite in the all blue jerseys, black pants, blue headgear. A lot of pink on them as this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And they'll come in with 2 wide receivers, split either side. Quick pass out to the sideline is caught. And out of bounds he goes. And again, that is their home run threat. That's number 4, Kyrese Massey that time. .8:42 to play. 1st down and 10 for North Mesquite as they move the chains. They trail 14-6. Ball's on the right hash mark. Cedar back to throw. Looks, fires a ball in a window over the head of the intended receiver, Marquavius Standard. It's incomplete. Good coverage out there by the Lobos. And number 9, Jaden Simmons. 2nd down and 10. From the 34-yard line. North Mesquite up to the line of scrimmage. They'll send a wide receiver to the wide right as the flanker. Split into the left. They've got a wing back to the left. And Cedar's in the gun. Running back is to his left. They'll hand it off up the middle, and there's no running room. And boy, he is swallowed up and thrown down in a hurry. And I believe that is Watkins up the middle that made the stop on Landon Johnson for a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 3rd down now and 7 for North Mesquite. Going out wide right one more time. It's Kamaje, check that, Marquavius Standard. And on 3rd and 7, Cedar hands it off, play action. He looked for an RPO. Now he's going to take off and run, and he's got room, and a flag goes down, and he gets belted as he gets beyond the 1st down marker. But you're going to bring that one back. Making the hit on him was Jaden Simmons, and it's hold against North Mesquite. So wipe out a good run on the ground by their leading offensive player, Luke Cedar. He's the only running game they've got all year, Johnny.
Yeah, that's true. And they just continue to make have penalties called against them. It's hard to make a drive go when you get this many penalties.
They bring the ball back all the way to the 27-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and 17 now for the Stallions. RPO, pressure, down he goes. Sacked again, this time Jordan Wright back there. And Cedar again goes down. His pass protection is just, it's it's an Olay block.
I got to tell you, he's clearly their best player, and he's going to take such a beating. At some point, it might be worth getting him out of there. Not now when it's 14-6, but if it gets much worse.
Ball's on the 20-yard line. Hernandez is going to punt. Pressure coming in his face again. He gets it off. And the ball is taken at the 49-yard line by Willie Nelson. He's getting grabbed right by the ankle, and he's going to finally be whistled dead right there. Good coverage downfield by North Mesquite. And slow to get up after making that ankle tackle is Christian Brooks for North Mesquite. Lobos again with terrific field position. 2 touchdowns early in the first quarter on Kelvin Washington runs off of drives with short fields. And Longview now will start at the North Mesquite 49 with 6:47 to play in the first half. Allen turns. He'll hand it off. Washington's back in the game. Washington got a little bit of a hole, but it closed in a hurry, and he'll get to about the 45-yard line. Up off the pile is number 45, Terry Davis for North Mesquite. 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6. I formation this time with 2 wideouts to the right side. Allen under center, turns, he'll play action. Now he looks deep, fires it deep downfield, right side. Ball is overthrown, intended for Jordan Hale. Coverage back there by Dalen Hicks. Ball just not on target.
Actually, he threw it like it was going to be a post route down the middle, and Hale ran just a straight up, and they weren't on the same page on the route, it looks like to me, on that.
I think you're right. One. So now it's 3rd down and 6. Lobos, who've kind of sputtered here after getting off to the hot start. They'll send 3 wideouts wide to the left. Allen's in the shotgun this time. And he'll keep it on a zone read. Breaks a tackle, gets the first down at the 37-yard line. Move the chains. 8-yard gain by Jordan Allen, and it's a first down and 10 for Longview. Lobos would like to regain control of this game, get a touchdown here.
Yeah, they need to get back the same enthusiasm they had when they started the game.
5:38 to go in the first half. They'll hand it off to Washington, sweeping left. Boy, he's got a lane. 30, 25, 20, still running at the 15. Finally gets brought out of bounds over on the far sideline near the Longview bench after a gain all the way to the, let's see where they spotted, 15. So that's a 23-yard gain.
Maybe that's the way you get it back. You start giving it back to Washington again.
Run the football. You know your line is dominating.
He's got 9 carries for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Lobos have a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line going in. They've got a 14-6 lead. Turn, handoff up the middle to Soto. Soto fights to the 10, inside to the 8-yard line before he's brought down. That's a gain of about 7 on the play. And it's 2nd down and 3 with 4:48 to go in the first half. Two wideouts come to the near side this time. Ball's on the left hash mark. Again, they'll come out in the I formation. Allen, handoff to the tailback. Washington right up the middle, inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal. Lobos pick up that first down with 4:17 to play in the first half. Ball is at the 4-yard line. Washington at tailback. Again, they're in the I formation. They have 2 tight ends in this time. 1 lone receiver to the right side is Hale. Handoff up the middle. Washington, big push, touchdown, Longview. They just drove him off the ball.
Ran a little trap, too, over from the right to the left side in this gaping hole, and another touchdown for Kelvin Washington, his 3rd of the first half.
A 4-yard run and a 49-yard drive. And Michael Fields comes on to try the extra point that would put the Lobos up 21-6. Snap is back, the kick is up, and it's good. And the score now, Longview 21, North Mesquite 6. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Kelvin Washington with his third touchdown of the night. This one from 4 yards out. Longview leads it 21-6 with 3:53 to go in the first half, and Fields is going to kick off from our left to our right. And it's going to be fair caught at the 18-yard line by Marquavius Standard, and the North Mesquite Stallions will start this drive at the 25-yard line. 3:53 to go here in the first half. It's been all Longview. Started off with 2 quick touchdowns early in the first quarter, then things kind of got a little off the rails for a while. They gave up a long touchdown pass. And now North Mesquite back on the offense. 2 wideouts to the left side. Looking to the sidelines for a bubble screen. Cordell Russell gets a block. Well, he'll run out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. That's going to be a first down and a gain of 20 yards by Cordell Russell. 3:46 to play in the first half. Longview 21, North Mesquite 6. First down and 10 yards to go for North Mesquite. They send 3 wide to the right side this time. Back to throw, and he's rolling right, and he runs right into some pressure. Now he'll step up and try to run, but an open field tackle out there. Nice open field grab by Tadarian Boone. Drops him for a loss on the play. Back to the 37-yard line. Lost 1. Count that as a sack. And it's second down and 11. Russell will come wide to the left, and Standard goes wide right. There's a wing to the right. Now Russell will go in motion, and now they'll throw a quick screen out to him, and he comes to the sidelines, but there's great lateral pursuit. The ball stripped out of his hands, and taking it back into the end zone is Tadarian Boone. Are they going to blow it dead, or are they going to give him a touchdown? It's a touchdown, Longview.
Boone is unbelievable this year. It's another one for him.
Tadarian Boone, playing like the Honey Badger, somehow just ripped the ball out and took it back for a touchdown. Wow. Defensive score, the 3rd defensive touchdown of the year for Boone. He returned it about 30 yards. And the Lobos getting ready now to really get control of this thing with Fields on for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. And now the score is 28-6. Longview on top. 2:49 to play in the first half. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Now renting a brand new 3-bedroom townhome community in a convenient South Tyler location with first month rent free. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler introduces Country Heights, a Hunt Custom Homes gated rental community in a country setting near Loop 49 and Highway 155.
Country Heights features 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage townhomes. Modern amenities, lawn care is included.
Country Heights rent starts at $21.95 per month for over 1,500 square feet. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
I'm Josh. See photos on our website, or I can give you a tour. My cell is 903-571-2508. 571-2508.
Look and lease your Country Heights townhome in October for the first month free rent fall special. Nancy Wright Properties. That's NWP. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
Lobos up 28-6 on North Mesquite. Longview kicking it off. Michael Fields with a sky kick. And it's going to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So North Mesquite's going to get good field position after Darian Boone on a wide receiver screen to the left sidelines, comes up to make the tackle, just rips the ball out of Cordell Russell's hands and goes back about 30 yards for the touchdown for Longview on a defensive score. And so that gives them the 28-6 lead.
So I guess that'll go as a fumble recovery. I mean, the ball didn't hit the ground, but he just yanked it out and went in for the score.
Boone's he's been a monster all year long. He's been terrific.
He's played probably as good as anybody on the team.
Well, I was going to say, on a great defense, he's been the best player on that defense. North Mesquite starts at their own 30-yard line, 2:49 to play. A handoff up the middle and very little running room for North Mesquite as the Longview defensive line continues to whip North Mesquite up front. Tackle on the play by Caden Brooks after only a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. In the backfield, along with Cedar, is Michael Gibson this time at running back. Play action. Cedar gets chased out of the pocket. Down he goes again. Billy Smith again. Back at the 16. Actually, they'll mark him at the 18-yard line. Billy Smith has lived in the North Mesquite backfield all night.
Yeah, most of the time on top of Cedar.
Yeah, you need to charge him rent or something because he's got a room back there now. It's a 3rd down and 15, and a timeout is being called. I believe it was charged to Longview, as it looks like they want to try to get the ball one more time. So, Johnny, it looks like they're not content to just sit on it with 28-6 here with 1:56 to play.
No.
And shouldn't be.
It shouldn't. I mean, they're fixing to get a chance to get the ball back, and it's North Mesquite's territory. And
been a very, very difficult night for North Mesquite because Longview's just dominated for the most part. The only time Longview hasn't dominated the game is when it looked like they just weren't that interested in playing.
Just the problem is North Mesquite has just been basically unable to do anything offensively. They haven't been able to run the ball or throw the ball against Longview. The defense has just been really kind of spectacular tonight.
Cedar goes back to throw. Pocket holds up this time. He throws a deep ball downfield, and it's caught by Russell. Russell catches it at the 16 and goes down at the 10-yard line.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he can throw it a mile, and Willie Nelson was the man who was able to make the tackle on the play, but he burned the other defensive back there. And I believe in on the coverage on that was Buda Garrett. And Garrett jumped trying to make the interception, and the ball landed right beyond his grasp. And so here comes North Mesquite now, 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, that was a breakdown in the secondary.
Cedar rolls to his right, pocket breaks down, and he goes down again. Oh, my goodness, Billy Smith again. Billy now getting charged for 2 rooms in that backfield. He's going to own the whole house here before too long. So another timeout called. And I think this one's going to be by North Mesquite. So we'll take that timeout. 30 seconds. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Early detection of breast cancer can lead to a cure. Get tested today. This message from loan originator Tina Chumley and Union Home Mortgage. Tina will help you secure the best loan for your home purchase or refinance an existing loan. Call 903-200-5930. That's 200-5930. Or for VA, FHA, conventional, or adjustable rate loans, visit unionhomemortgage.com. Loan originator Tina Chumley, NMLS number 546608, and Union Home Mortgage, NMLS number 2229. An equal housing lender joining the fight against breast cancer.
Each team now with one timeout remaining, 1:20 left in the first half. Longview leading 28-6, but North Mesquite has the ball at the Longview 17-yard line. Cedar drops back. He fires it sideline. The ball overthrown. And there was double coverage out there. And it was, again, Cordell Russell, the intended receiver this time. Russell has a long 84-yard touchdown catch where he caught it on the sidelines in a bubble screen and took it all the way down the sidelines. And then he just caught another long pass to set them up in this great field position. But now it's third down, and it's goal to go from the 17. 3 wide to the left side. And a whistle. And a timeout called. And I believe that's going to be against Longview, and that's going to be their last timeout. So we'll stay here. Johnny, what do you think's happening right now? Either they saw something they didn't like and didn't want to get caught in the wrong coverage or something.
Well, they got beat a little while ago on a long pass play, and then they just tried another one in the end zone. It was pretty good coverage by Longview, but I suspect they're going to talk about the coverage because almost certainly I would think North Mesquite's going to throw the ball here.
Oh, no doubt. They can't run it.
No. So I'm sure there's just discussion what they're going to do in the secondary. But one of the things that you'll see is probably Billy Smith rushing the passer.
The only running game they've had so far has been the Luke Cedar scrambles, because just running straight handoffs has not worked.
No.
But then again, they came into this game averaging less than 55 yards a game rushing anyway. So they really can't run the football. So on third down and goal from the 17, Cedar drops back, fires left side. It's caught by Russell. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow. Now that was a fantastic catch.
And a heck of a throw.
Yeah.
Just a good pass play all along. Just threw it to the left flag. And, I mean, he threw it on a line and hit Cordell Russell for the score.
I mean, that was perfect coverage by Longview, but Russell just wrestled it away. He now has 4 receptions and 2 touchdown catches.
Well, it's lived up to the scouting report. He and Cedar really are the only offense they have. So the 17-yard touchdown pass. And now Mark Hernandez is going to come out they're going to try to go for 2, actually. Cedar will keep it. He's going to run. He's going to get dropped right back there. He had no chance. He ran a naked bootleg and was thrown down back there by number 65, Jordan Wright. And so the try for 2 is no good, and Longview leads it now by a score of 28-12. You're listening to Longview Lobos football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, October 14th through the 17th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
$17-yard touchdown pass from Luke Cedar to Cordell Russell. That play set up by a long 50-plus yard pass to Russell. And now Fernandez will kick it, and it will go right by Kelvin Washington through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Longview will take over 1st and 10 with 1:09 left here in the first half. And again, up 28-12. Lobos have really been in control of this game, but big plays have been the only thing that have kept North Mesquite in the ball game.
Yeah, and they've made a couple of them, in particular the quarterback Cedar, and he's been able to find Russell a couple of times for scores. They're the entire offense, though.
That's it. So they'll come out now in the gun, 2 wide to the left. Soto will get the handoff. Going to the left side, breaks a tackle, gets to the 30, 31-yard line at 1 minute to go in the first half. 5-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 5, and what that leads you to believe is that John King's just going to run the football and get out of here at halftime, sitting on a 28-12 lead. It's actually a 6-yard gain to the 31, and here come the Lobos in the I formation. And they'll hand it off to Washington, who dances up the middle, gets to about the 36. That's going to be good for a first down. Clock stops at 28 seconds as they move the chains.
Wonder if he'll even run this last play.
The end of the game right now. Brandavian Steverson, who will line up on the right side of Jordan Allen. They look like they are going to run one last play, and Stevenson's going to get the handoff, and he'll go right up the middle to the 40, and that will be the last play of the first half. It's halftime. Our score 28-12. Longview on top of North Mesquite. We'll come back with the Eastman Credit Union halftime show in just a few minutes. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
It is shown that 40% of people begin holiday shopping before Halloween. Broadband makes shopping 100% easier. Get Cable Links Broadband, up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All wireless devices in your home connect best with Cable Links Broadband. It has the fastest speeds and no buffering. If your internet is just okay, switch to a true broadband speed service. We make it easy. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Be a statistic. Shop early and shop online with Cable Links Broadband, up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. So you can finish holiday shopping faster.
Get Cable Links Broadband plus unlimited data, only $24.95 per month. Visit cablelinks.com/connect or call 800-903-0508. Ask about same-day install. Some restrictions will apply.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport.
Soapy's is a place to be.
Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
Bitches RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bitches is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bitches RV, where memories begin.
Go all the way back to the beginning when God created football. Football!
Let's go! Welcome to the Eastman Credit Union Halftime Show, presented by 106.5 Jack FM.
This is the Eastman Credit Union Halftime Show. Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, where the Longview Lobos, ranked number 1 in the state, coming in with a 6-0 record, leading North Mesquite 28-12. Recapping the scoring, North Mesquite elected to defer, and they kicked off to the Longview, and Longview got a kickoff return to the 50-yard line and a 15-yard penalty, so they started a drive from the North Mesquite 35 and walked it in. Kelvin Washington with a 4-yard touchdown run with 10:40 to go in the first quarter. Next possession, again, a 36-yard drive this time, and Kelvin Washington with a 6-yard touchdown, and that made it 14-0 Longview with 6:51 to go in the first quarter. Billy Smith and the Longview defensive line dominated and sacked Luke Cedar a number of times in the first quarter. But then Longview started to kind of lose interest in the ball game, lose a little focus. They fumbled a punt return. Willie Nelson fumbled a punt return and gave the ball to North Mesquite on a short field, on a long field rather. But Cedar throws a sideline pass, just a bubble screen to Cordell Russell, who takes it down the left sidelines to open the second quarter. 84 yards for the score. The point after was no good. Longview's lead was cut to 14-6 with 11:47 to go in the first half. Longview comes back later in the quarter with a Kelvin Washington 4-yard touchdown run to make it 21-6 with 3:53 to go in the half. Then Tadarian Boone adds a defensive touchdown as he rips a ball out of receiver Cordell Russell's hands after a completion and returns the fumble for a touchdown from about 30 yards out. North Mesquite one more time, though, with the big play. They hit a long pass play to Cordell Russell, and then Cedar hit Russell for 17 yards and a touchdown with 1:09 to go in the first half. Try for two was no good. That's where our score is, 28-12, Longview on top. Johnny, what do you think John King is telling his team right now?
Well, I think he's happy with the way we've run the football. I think he's probably unhappy about some of the plays defensively that we've made where we've given up long touchdowns. Now, in the defense of the secondary, Russell is an outstanding player. He's got outstanding speed. Both the two scores he had were athletic plays. But I think the worst thing that Coach King is going to say is we lost our focus. Mm-hmm. And you hate to see that, because as the season goes on, you've got to get better and better and better, which means you don't just take time off and see what happens. And that's kind of what happened in the first half. I think that's something he'll be talking about at halftime.
Yeah, we mentioned, too, while we were talking off air, that Coach King, before the ball game, had decided not to start his top two running backs, Taylor Tatum and Elijah Johnson. And maybe that just sent a message to the team, whether intended or not, that this team's not going to be very difficult to beat. And if you let them hang around, they've got enough explosive power that they can hit big plays on you. Even though the game's been thoroughly dominated by Longview, you take those two or three big plays, and it's still a game because of that.
Well, you feel like we just completely dominated, but it is 28-12. So, I mean, they're still in the game. And you look at the stats, and Kevin Washington's basically been the entire offense in the first half. He's got 4 touchdowns and 10 carries for 86 yards. And then we've not thrown the ball very well. I mean, not to be critical, because it's been a good game, but I think you asked what I thought Coach King would be saying. I think that's part of it.
Well, look, they do seem to have a lack of intensity right now. That's the one thing. They've kind of let North Mesquite hang around a little bit. But at the same time, they're still in control of the ball game, 28-12. All right, we're going to be hearing from Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob. They're going to be previewing the Friday night kickoff show, the Friday night scoreboard show on KYKX 105.7. And so you'll hear from them as they give you a preview of that East Texas scoreboard show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Score big with an auto loan from Eastman Credit Union. From trucks to cars and SUVs, ECU is the winning choice for all your auto loan needs. So what makes ECU the best? You can get a great low rate, financing terms to fit your budget, no payments for 90 days, and an extraordinary dividend year-end bonus. And best of all, you can apply completely online right now. Just visit ecu.org/auto and step up your game today. Eastman Credit Union.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD, and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALL-DAN.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs!
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
The best things in life are free. The simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the Halftime Report.
Well, good evening, Lobo Nation. Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob on your Eastman Credit Union halftime show. And while the Lobos are beating up the Stallions tonight, we're over on the Kicks and the Ranch, and we're covering all the high school football across East Texas. So I invite you to, after the John King post-game interview, to tune over and catch up on everything East Texas football, and we'll do our best. That's all we can tell you. We will do our best over on Kicks and the Ranch. But, Bob, let's talk about some of the games we're going to be covering.
Okay, we're going to be covering the Tyler Legacy Mesquite Horn game. That game's going on tonight in Mesquite. And then we've got the West Mesquite at Tyler High School, and Tyler really needs a win tonight. So they need to bring their A game. White House and Hallsville. Who would ever thought that was going to be one of the bigger games of the night?
I did, right.
That's a top fiver in East Texas.
Absolutely great game. Both teams so much improved. What a job Josh Strickland has done in Hallsville, reviving that Bobcat program and getting everybody excited. And really, it wasn't just about playing good football in Hallsville. It was getting everybody excited about Hallsville football, right. And he's managed to do that.
If the people can come and stay after the band marches.
Right.
That's what he's got happening over there. Marshall is traveling to Texarkana to take on Texas High. You got Nacogdoches, Mount Pleasant tonight, Henderson, Kilgore. And what do you think about this one? Lindale, Chapel Hill tonight in Chapel Hill.
Well, you've got those three great teams in that district, Lindale, Chapel Hill, and Kilgore. And Lindale loses to Kilgore last week, and now they could be facing 2 losses in a row in a district where you can't afford 2 losses. So they've got to find a way to win tonight. And then they've kind of got to hope Chapel Hill can find a way to beat Kilgore. But I've been telling you for a while now, I think Kilgore, the class of that district, I think these 2 teams tonight are playing for second place.
Okay, here's the top 5 game. Liberty Ilo is traveling to Gilmer.
Yeah.
Liberty Ilo is back.
Liberty Ilo.
And they have given Gilmer really good games.
Yeah, not this year. Gilmer, they've got it all put together, and what they did to Pleasant Grove last week, they should have no problem with the Leopards.
Rusk is having a pretty good year, and now you got Carthage coming to town.
Yeah. You can be having a great year, and Carthage can make you look foolish on any given night.
Here you got Van at center. That's another one of my top fives that I'm keeping my eye on. And then Winsboro and Pottsboro. And last night in the game we were carrying, the newspaper guy was talking about Winsboro being under the radar.
And how long have I been telling you about Winsboro?
You're a huge fan. You're saying they're number one.
Yeah, but the paper guy said it, Bob. Right? So now it must really be real. When Harlan says it 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yep.
But the newspaper guy, Winsboro is good, but so is Pottsboro. They've only had one loss this year. Winsboro is 7-0. That's going to be a good game.
Well, in the Battle of the Boroughs, that's turned out to be a great rivalry game between Winsboro and Pottsboro. Not just a great game, but a good rivalry game. So anything could happen in that one.
You got the Battle of Gladewater tonight. Sabine is at Gladewater.
Yep.
Our travel's just right down the road to Troop. West Rusk at Grand Saline. That's going to be a good game. And Hugh Springs, they haven't won a game yet. And now you got New Diana, which in the past you would think that's an automatic win. New Diana folks think that they're going to get Hugh Springs tonight.
Well, I think one of the best games tonight will be Jefferson taking on the Atlanta Rabbits. Two of the better teams in that district that don't want to lose this early in district play.
And then your hometown, Joaquin, they're taking on San Augustine tonight, and San Augustine is struggling this year, too.
Yeah, the Rams are on a roll, and we should have no problem with the Wolves tonight out there. Okay, so that's what we're doing over on Kicks in the Ranch. It's covering those games and a whole lot more. So after the Lobos beat the Stallions, we invite you to tune over to 104.1 The Ranch or Kicks 105.7 and join us, catch up on all the high school football across East Texas. This has been your Eastman Credit Union halftime scoreboard update with Harlan the Sports Guy and Pigskin Bob. We'll send it back to the stadium for Johnny and Brian Houston on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the halftime report.
Eastman Credit Union. From trucks to cars and SUVs, ECU is the winning choice for all your auto loan needs. So what makes ECU the best? You can get a great low rate, financing terms to fit your budget, no payments for 90 days, and an extraordinary dividend year-end bonus. And best of all, you can apply completely online right now. Just visit ecu.org/auto and step up your game today. Eastman Credit Union.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
It is shown that 40% of people begin holiday shopping before Halloween. Broadband makes shopping 100% easier. Get Cable Link's broadband, up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All wireless devices in your home connect best with Cable Link's broadband. It has the fastest speeds and no buffering. If your internet is just okay, switch to a true broadband speed service. We make it easy. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Be a statistic. Shop early and shop online with Cable Link's broadband, up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. So you can finish holiday shopping faster.
Get Cable Links broadband plus unlimited data, only $24.95 per month. Visit cablelinks.com/connect or call 800-903-0508. Ask about same-day install. Some restrictions will apply.
Do you know know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
Bitch's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bitch's is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bitch's RV, where memories begin.
Sophie's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport.
Sophie's is a place to be.
Once again, Sophie's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the Halftime Report.
Back at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, Brian Houston here along with Johnny Vaughn. At halftime, Longview leading North Mesquite by a score of 28-21. Some of the other scores from around the district right now that we've been looking at. Lufkin leading McKinney North. That's the team that is coming to Longview next Friday night. Lufkin's up 31-21 at halftime. Tyler High is up 7-0 on West Mesquite at halftime as well. Other games from around the area, Tyler Legacy leading Mesquite Horns 16-14 in the second quarter. White House and Hallsville in a great one, all tied up 21-all in the second quarter. Also in the second quarter, Marshall leading Texas High 14-7. Nacogdoches up on Mount Pleasant in the second quarter 13-8. And Johnny, again, just talking about this ball game, it's on the one hand, you look at places where Longview is absolutely dominated on the line of scrimmage. They have, I'd say they've sacked Cedar probably 9 times in this first half, and I probably will be off on the under on that. But they have not been able to run the football, but because they do have an explosive wide receiver, and Cedar is a really good passer, they've managed to hit 2 or 3 big plays that have kept them in this ball game.
Well, Cedar has actually lost 46 yards now. Some of those were sacks, some of those running out of the pocket. He's had it 10 times where he was actually tackles. So he's been under heavy pressure the entire game. Having said that, he's completed 5 of 7 passes, and he's thrown 2 touchdown passes to Russell, and both of them were long passes. And the reality is, if they can figure out in the second half how to keep Longview's defense off of the quarterback, then they've got a chance to get back in this game. I mean, they're only down 16 points, and they've got those 2 players. They're outstanding players on the other side of the ball. I think Longview is probably a little bit disappointed with their passing game tonight. They've only thrown 4 times, and they don't have a completion in the first half. And the running, we've run the ball really well, but the reality is it's all Kelvin Washington. He's got 10 carries for 86 yards, and he scored 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, there's some good and there's some bad on both sides of the ball. I think Longview kind of lost a little bit of their edge in the first quarter, and the second quarter we didn't play nearly as well, and hopefully they'll come out and put together 2 final quarters and come out of here with a big win.
Yeah, Longview right now with 155 yards of total offense, all of that on the ground. They are 0 for 4 in the passing game, so they really haven't even tried to throw the football a couple of times. One was dropped, one was a deep ball that they tried to connect on where it looked like Hale and Allen weren't on the same page on it. So passing has really not been an impact thing. Right now, though, it's North Mesquite with minus 58 yards on the ground. And they've got 141 yards in the air. They've had 199 yards passing at this point. So Cedar's keeping them in the ball game, and they've had a good night with Cordell Russell. He's caught 4 for 184 yards. The longest was a 46-yard reception. And they've just managed to hang around. But if you're Longview and you want to come out in the third quarter and really put the hammer down and take control of this ball game, because the talent disparity is pretty significant. Yeah. Longview's got a lot more talent, a lot better players across the board than the 2 or 3 that North Mesquite seems to have.
That's exactly right. And as the season goes, the idea is that you try to get better every week to get prepared for the playoffs. Because Longview is going to be in the playoffs, and I think after this first half, I hope that we see Longview go into the second half with the kind of intensity that they showed in their first 2 or 3 possessions.
We're going to come back and continue this halftime show in just a moment. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the halftime report.
Score big with an auto loan from Eastman Credit Union. From trucks to cars and SUVs, ECU is the winning choice for all your auto loan needs. So what makes ECU the best? You can get a great low rate, financing terms to fit your budget, no payments for 90 days, and an extraordinary dividend year-end bonus. And best of all, you can apply completely online right now. Just visit ecu.org/auto and step up your game today. Eastman Credit Union.
This is football.
This has been the Eastman Credit Union Halftime Show, presented by 106.5 Jack FM.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs?
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Halftime about to wind down here at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Brian Houston along with Johnny Vaughn and the Longview Lobos gathering to come out from under the inflatable helmet over on the far side of the field, as does North Mesquite. Longview up 28-12. And it's going to be really interesting to see what John King decides to do regarding a game plan here in the third quarter. They've dominated the football on both lines of scrimmage. They've been able to run the ball. North Mesquite can't get anything going running. And then on the few times that they've found a couple of pass plays, but every other time it's been Cedar on his back.
Yeah.
So they hit a couple of plays to get into position to score or score on a big play, but they haven't been able to consistently put any kind of offense together. So on the one hand, you feel like Longview's in total control of this ball game, but then you look at the score and it's a two-score ball game.
There's no doubt about it. And, it's one of the few times, heck, I don't know if I could ever remember where we done complete a pass in the first half. And that's what's happened here. So
only threw it 4 times, and it's like old school 1970s football right now. So.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the Lobos used to do, throw it 6 times a game, back in the Doug Cox days. But the Longview Lobos will come out to kick off. And remember, North Mesquite deferred, which was, we thought, kind of a shaky decision because Longview had to go only 35 yards on the opening drive. After they got a long kickoff return and a 15-yard penalty, they started it at the North Mesquite 35 and took it right into score, with Kelvin Washington scoring the first of his 3 touchdowns tonight. But that means North Mesquite's going to have the ball to open the second half. And the one thing that we do know about North Mesquite, whatever deficiencies they have up front, they've got a quarterback that can sling it, and they've got a wide receiver in Cordell Russell who can score from anywhere on the field.
Yeah, and he can just about throw it anywhere on the field and get it to the end zone. We already saw him throw one that ended up being 60-something yards. It was incomplete, but that's pretty impressive.
Cedar is an outstanding quarterback, and he's only a junior. So here comes Michael Fields to kick it off. It's taken at the 10, brought out to the 15, 20, and then down he goes at the 20-yard line, and North Mesquite will take over. 1st and 10, number 17 on the kickoff return, Chase Adams. And so the Stallions start at their own 20-yard line. And again, down 28-12.
I bet you somewhere in this series you may see them try to hit Russell with a deep pass.
It's one of the few things that's worked for him tonight. So they'll come out with Luke Cedar at quarterback, Cordell Russell and Jaqueline Caraway are the wide receivers lined up to the left side, and Cedar will hand it off and caught in the backfield and dropped back there. Billy Smith?
Yeah.
My goodness, he is having a heck of a night.
No kidding.
Michael Gibson took the handoff, and Smith was right there to meet him and drop him for no gain on the play. Billy Smith must have had 5 or 6 sacks tonight and a lot of tackles for losses.
Yeah, he's played an unbelievable game.
2nd down and 10. Lobos on defense. 2 wide to the left side for North Mesquite. Again, they'll try to hand it off. They're going to try to run the ball, it looks like, a little bit in this drive. Something that they've just not had a whole lot of luck doing this year. They average less than 60 yards a game running the ball. Gibson again carried it, and in on the stop to Darian Boone. And now it's 3rd down and 5 from the 25. Coach Cedar might like to run the football to keep his son alive, because when he's gone back to throw, man, he's taking some punishment. 2 wide to the right side this time. Ball's in the middle of the field. Cedar looks right. Now pressure coming. A flag goes down. It's going to be holding against North Mesquite. And breathing down his neck was Jeremiah Rugley on the backside of Luke Cedar, rather. Holding is against North Mesquite, and it's declined. And so you suspect that they're going to punt the football.
And one thing you saw on that possession is Longview was having somebody over the top lined up where Russell was at. So they intend to have him, or at least they're being aware that they don't want him running by somebody.
He's their version of Jalen Hale, and you don't want him running free. Line of scrimmage is the 25. Hernandez comes on to punt it. He's standing back at his own 10. Long snap count. Low snap, pressure coming. They tried to go after it again. This chases him all the way back. Willie Nelson is going to just let it roll all the way to the 27-yard line. That's going to be a 49-yard punt. A good punt by Hernandez, and Longview is going to take over now at their own 28-yard line. 10:20 to play in the third quarter.
Well, in the first half, when Longview got their first possession, they went to Kelvin Washington for a string of running plays. See if they don't do that here in the second half, because they kind of went away from that later in the half.
Right now, one back on the left side of Jordan Allen. Play action, a quick pass out to the sideline to Kelvin Washington is incomplete. Now, this may be part of the problem we're having with the passing game tonight, is that you got running backs in there who don't play a lot, and so the timing may be off just a little bit between Jordan Allen and people like Kelvin Washington, where he may be hitting Taylor Tatum in stride.
Yeah.
Or Elijah Johnson, who's also good coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a change when you get all new people you're throwing to in there.
Going wide left, Hale is in the slot to Kalen Reese on his outside. Washington comes in motion to the left side, and the flags go down. And that's going to be a legal procedure, I believe.
Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
On either side of Jordan Allen, who's in the gun. They'll hand it off. Kelvin Washington's hitting the backfield this time, and that's one of the few times we've seen North Mesquite's defensive line win the battle up front.
Looked like they may have run a stunt, and Longview's offensive line didn't pick it up.
Garcia made the tackle for North Mesquite, and now it's 3rd down and 15. With 9:31 to play here in the third quarter. Washington comes in. They'll come out in the I formation this time under center. Jordan Allen will play action. Now he rolls to his left. He looks downfield. Nobody open. He gets sacked back at the 20-yard line. Pressure came off the backside, and making the tackle, number 5, Cordell Russell, who not only plays wide receiver, but he's a pretty good defensive back, too. So it's going to be 4th down, and the Lobos are going to have to punt the football.
And that was a terrible series for Longview on their first possession of the second half.
The line of scrimmage, the 21. Michael Fields back at his 7. Puts his foot into it. It's a high punt. Bounces at midfield, takes a big Longview roll, and dies at the 38-yard line of North Mesquite. That's a 32-yard punt. And so North Mesquite now again gets the ball back with 8:25 to go, and neither team doing much with it offensively here in the third quarter. But good field position for the Stallions. They'll start at their own 38-yard line. Running back in there for the Stallions, number 30, Michael Gibson. Tim Cedar with a wing to the left and 2 wideouts to the left. High snap, RPO, thrown out there to the left side. It was thrown, I think, intended for Jaqueline Caraway. It was thrown in between 2 receivers in the area, and it split them. Marquavius Standard, the other receiver, not sure who he intended to throw to, but neither one was open.
No, it almost seemed like somebody out there was confused about who's going where. I don't know if it's the quarterbacks or receivers, but
yeah,
he didn't throw it close to either one of them.
2nd down and 10. Now they'll send the wide receivers to the short side of the field, the right side. And Cedar will hand it off to Gibson. Gibson fights. Oh, he actually gets a push, and he's getting across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So he gains 4 on the play, and believe me, for North Mesquite, that's a good running play.
No kidding.
3rd down and 6, though. Keeps the Lobos honest. They'll come with 2 wideouts and a wing to the right, again on the short side of the field. Cedar back to throw. He's looking deep. He's going to fire it deep. And down he goes, and it's broken up. There was double coverage out there. Russell was the intended receiver. Willie Nelson playing over the top. And so North Mesquite will punt the football with 7:37 to play in the 3rd quarter. They lead it, Longview leads at 28-12. Mark Fernandez is back at his own 27-yard line. Pressure again coming, and a high punt, fair catch made by Willie Nelson back at the 20-yard line. They'll actually spot him at the 22. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Longview Kilgore Cable, First Choice Personnel, Bish RV, Soapy's Car Wash, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, the Bug Police, Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center, Flood Out Restoration, and McDaniel's Quality Body Works. Also, don't forget to tune in to KYKX 105.7 for the Friday Night Scoreboard Show with Harlan the Sports Guy and Pigskin Bob. They're going to New York next week. New York will never be the same. Rolling right, Jordan Allen this time throws it. First completion of the night, and it's to Kelvin Washington coming out of the backfield, and he'll get out of bounds at the 29-yard line after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 4. Can you imagine Harlan and Pigskin Bob in New York City?
No, just as you said that, I was thinking the same thing. I hope they get back.
Oh, my gosh. I'm kind of hoping they stay. Are you kidding? Man, you talk about 2 knuckleheads turned loose in the Big Apple. 2nd down and 4. Handoff. Kelvin Washington gets across the 35 and will pick up the 1st down. Check that. That's Soto. Want to give credit where credit's due. Jose Soto was the running back. Move the chains to the 36-yard line for 1st and 10 for the Lobos. Pretty uneventful 3rd quarter so far. Going wide to the left, Jartavian Wright. Hale is in the slot to the left, split backfield on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Allen. Allen looking deep, fires at left sidelines. Man's open, caught it at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Longview Lobos. Kelvin Washington with his 4th touchdown of the night.
Wow, and that was a nice throw and catch.
And it was good for 66 yards. So the passing game has come alive.
Yeah, they've had 2 completions in this series, and that one's a huge one.
And that shows you Kelvin Washington is just Taylor Tatum 2.0. He's running the same plays. He got deep on that play and ran it right down the sidelines. And now Fields is going to kick the extra point. It's good. And Longview takes a 35-12 lead over North Mesquite with 6:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Score big with an auto loan from Eastman Credit Union. From trucks to cars and SUVs, ECU is the winning choice for all your auto loan needs. So what makes ECU the best? You can get a great low rate, financing terms to fit your budget, no payments for 90 days, and an extraordinary dividend year-end bonus. And best of all, you can apply completely online right now. Just visit ecu.org/auto and step up your game today. Eastman Credit Union.
And for the win. Name something that is hard to find.
Your keys. 4-leaf clover. Needle in a haystack. True love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
Michael Fields kicks off after the Longview touchdown. It bounces at the 5-yard line and takes a lateral roll and rolls out of bounds at around the 7. The flag goes down. Jordan Allen with a 66-yard touchdown pass to Kelvin Washington. And Longview now with a 35-12 lead with 6:02 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Kevin Washington's had a pretty good game. He's got 10 carries for 86 yards and 3 running touchdowns, and now he's got his second reception, and one of those is a touchdown, and he's got the only 2 receptions in the game. It's a pretty great game for him.
Not bad for a backup, huh?
No kidding.
Not that he's any backup. Landon Johnson's in at running back now for North Mesquite. The officials trying to figure out which hash they want to place the ball at, and they decide finally, after going back and forth a couple of times, they liked it better on the right side. 1st and 10. Stallions have the ball at their own 30-yard line. They'll run a jet sweep to Russell. Russell around the right end, and then thrown out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. He is their major weapon, maybe their only weapon on offense.
Just on that play right there, you see what kind of speed he's got, though. He's blazing fast.
2nd down and 4. North Mesquite at their own 36-yard line. Cedar, the quarterback, capable of throwing it a long way. Wing lines up on the right side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson gets caught at the line of scrimmage and is thrown down right there by Jordan Wright. 3rd down and 5. Russell will come into the huddle. Jaqueline Caraway checks in as well for North Mesquite on what is obviously a passing down with 4:48 to go in the third quarter and the clock moving. Not a great crowd here from the home side tonight. Man in motion, Russell, and he's going to take a toss behind the quarterback. Sweep to his right, lateral pursuit is all over him, and the Lobos and Tadarian Boone bring him down.
I don't know about that. They turned around and flipped it back, but he was about 8 yards back when he got the ball, and
they lost about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another punt for Fernandez. He's done more high kicking than a dancer at this point. Man, 35-12, and they're going to punt the ball away from the 20. Again, pressure coming in his face. And again, it's taken this time at the 35. Dancing around, Willie Nelson to the 36, nowhere to run, and he's brought down in the open field. And so the Lobos will start this drive with a 35-12 lead, 3:51 to play in the third quarter, and they'll start at their own 35-yard line. Need some fireworks here. Crowd's kind of quiet. Home folks have not had much to get excited about except for a couple of really big explosive pass plays. Lobos come with two running backs lined up as Allen's in the gun. Two wide to the right. Play action and looking deep, right side. Ball's open, man's open. Hale catches it at the 25, goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's 55 yards.
Yeah, well, the Lobos didn't complete a pass in the first half, and now they've completed 3 in the second, and that along with the Jalen Hale.
Passing game getting on track now. So that sets the ball up, 1st and 10 for Longview. At the 15-yard line. Lobos trying to add to this 35-12 lead. 3:35 to go in the third quarter. Two wide to the left side. Allen, play action, fires it into the end zone. Deep, it's overthrown. And it looks like Hale wants a pass interference, but he's not going to get it in the corner of the end zone back there on the fade. And the Longview folks across the way sound like they're not real happy with the call either. And John King and half the coaching staff's on the field, so I would think that they're not real happy with the call.
John King is about... I think he's trying to get out there so the officials can hear this. What do you think?
Well, he's out on the numbers. All right, they got to call a timeout. On 2nd down and 10, they'll take that timeout. It's the first timeout of the half for Longview. 35-12, they lead with 3:10 to go over North Mesquite. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
35-12, Longview leads North Mesquite, 3:10 to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Lobos at the North Mesquite 15 after a 55-yard pass from Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale. And following that timeout called by Longview, here come the Lobos. They're on the right hash this time. Wide left to Kalen Reese to the short side of the field. Hale, now he goes in motion to the left. And a quick pump and a fake, and the man is wide open, and Jalen Hale catches it for the touchdown, and a flag goes down.
Ooh, we got
a fight going now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Jamerson Darrensburg is into it with the North Mesquite player, and they're trying to get people separated, and officials are trying to get Longview coaches off the field who are trying to get their players to the sidelines. Now let's see if this touchdown is going to stand. Allen pump faked, and that froze the defender, and Hale was able to go right into the back of the end zone for what seemed like a touchdown. Now let's see if that play or that flag comes after the completion. Official personal foul, chop block against Longview. So take that score off the board. And John King is having a conference with these guys right now because he's not happy with the call. So instead of a touchdown, it's going to be a long yardage behind the chains kind of a situation for Longview. As they'll march that bus a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, it's a big penalty. It goes from a touchdown pass to a loss of 15 yards.
And so now you're looking at 2nd down and 25 with the ball on the 30-yard line of North Mesquite. They got to get to the 5 to get a first down. Allen went to the sidelines to get the call. Play clock is at 10. 5. Got to get this snap off. Snap is back. Play action. Allen looks, pumps, fires. Man's open again. Jalen Hale, touchdown.
Well,
wow, that was quick.
He ran a post and then broke it back out to the corner, and the defensive back was just left looking at Jalen Hale get the reception and the score.
30-yard touchdown pass to Hale, his second touchdown catch of the night. And the Lobos now doing what you thought they ought to do, take control of this thing. Fields comes out to kick the extra point. Snap is back, kicks up, and it is good. And now the score, Longview 42, North Mesquite 12. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Well, if you were alarmed about the fact that Longview had no passing yardage in the first half, you should feel much better now in the third quarter as Jordan Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Here's a deep ball. Kickoff by Fields goes out of bounds. Allen completing a 30-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Hale with 2:57 to go in the third quarter. Longview up 42-12 now. That touchdown, by the way, set up by a 55-yard pass to Hale to begin with on this drive. So 2 big explosive plays on that drive in the passing game.
And Hale ran just a great route as he ran the post and then cut back to the corner, and he was wide open, and Allen delivered the footballs.
Landon Johnson in. Cedar will fire after getting a high snap. He gets it out to Russell. Russell is caught on the edge, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back there. Nice defensive play. Willie Nelson got into it with somebody, and a flag goes down. And the coaches on the Longview side are trying to calm these Longview Lobo players down.
Yeah, it's getting a little chippy out there.
So apparently there was some extracurricular activity there that's going to result in probably a 15-yard penalty against the Lobos, unless it's offsetting. The flag was thrown right in front of the Longview bench at the 34-yard line. This is after the play, and it is against Longview, unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's 15 yards and a first down. And to make matters even worse, we're getting a little bit of a Marquavia standard taunting at the Longview crowd across the way.
Usually you don't do that when you're down 42-12.
You would think it's probably not a good idea. 1st and 10. Cedar drops straight back. Good pass protection. Now it's breaking down. He gets away. He's going to roll. Oh, my gosh, he got hit. Holy cow, did he get blown up. Who laid that wood on? That may have been Rugley. It could have been number 55, Zaria Shepard, but whoever it was, he lit Cedar up. Wow, that was a nasty hit.
It was a big hit.
Oh, man. Cedar went down, and I mean, it was like somebody shot him with a gun. So a loss on the play back to the 42-yard line. It's 2nd down and 12. Cedar with 2 wide to the left side. They'll hand it off this time. Johnson tries to fight. He'll get a little bit of running room to about 2 yards on the gain. And that will make it 3rd down and 10 at the 45-yard line. 1:39 to play in this ball game in the 3rd quarter. It's a long 3rd quarter after we had a really fast first half.
Yeah. Well, they've thrown the ball more here in this first part of this second half. Makes a difference.
Stallions will send 2 wide to the left side. Ball's on the right hash mark. Cedar back to throw. And a flag goes down. It's a false start, rather, against North Mesquite with 1:12 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's a 5-yard penalty. And that will back the Stallions up to the 40-yard line. So it's gotten just a little bit chippy here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 15. Cedar drops straight back. Pressure comes, gets away. Now he's got a lot of running room, going right up the middle, and he gets blasted at the 48-yard line. Good open field tackle out there by Longview. And I believe, is that Willie Nelson? No, it's number 3, Chase Smith, who came up to make the hit on Cedar. Cedar looked like he had a lot of running room, but it closed in a hurry. And he only got 3, and they're going to send the punt team out now. Hernandez will kick it again. Line of scrimmage is the 48. He's standing back at his own 32. It's a good punt. And Willie Nelson takes it on a fair catch at the 20-yard line. 34 yards on the kick. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. And after 3, Longview 42, North Mesquite 12. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
The best things in life are free. You know, the simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
Are you ready to trade in and trade up? Then it's time to get to Tolliver Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Mineola. Ram Power Days continues at Tolliver Ram with low interest rates and big bonus cash. Drive a new 2022 Ram 1500 today and get 2.9% APR financing for up to 72 months, plus $2,500 bonus cash from the factory. Save even more when you trade in your current vehicle. We want your trade and we'll pay big for it. Not seeing the new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram you're looking for? We can help with that in person or online.
First play of the 4th quarter, a handoff, and caught in the backfield. Big defensive play by number 40, Donovan Quadras, on the running back. Jonathan Lee in the ball game, drops him for about a half-yard loss. 2nd down and 11. Lobos up 42-12. They got 2 touchdown passes from Jordan Allen in the 3rd quarter to extend the lead. Hale goes in motion to the right side. Now, Lee's going to take the handoff, come across the right side, get to about the 27-yard line. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 4. Again, the ball game tonight, we have not seen Taylor Tatum or Elijah Johnson, the 2 starting running backs for Longview. Coach John King electing to hold them out to let some bumps and bruises heal up. But the fill-ins have done just fine tonight. On 3rd down, they'll hand it off. Jonathan Lee up the middle, gets to the 40, and he's going to be brought down after picking up the 1st down. Tackle made by number 10, Frederick Doty. but not before he gets to the 40 for the first down.
And he was just one step away from turning that into a really long game.
No doubt. 1st and 10 Lobos, 10-14 to go in the ball game. Now what you'd like to see is a really long, time-consuming drive.
Like about 10 minutes?
Yes, pretty much. And be done with this game by about 9:30. Play action, Allen goes back to throw. He's looking deep again. Man down the sidelines, it's overthrown. He was wide open. Jartavian Wright just threw it a little bit too long. Coverage by number 3, Dalen Hicks. But Wright got behind the defender, and he had him beat by about 5 yards.
He ran out and up and ran right by the defensive back. Was open for a while, and the ball was just overthrown.
2nd down and 10 Lobos. Hawkins in the game now, goes wide right. Allen hands it off up the middle. Crossing to the 45, 46-yard line. Steverson, the ball carrier this time, picks up 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Lobos at their own 46-yard line. Longview at home next week against McKinney North. We'll be on the air at 7:30 next Friday night with all the action for you. The John King Show at 7 o'clock. Handing it off to Steverson again. Steverson crossing the 50. They spot him just shy of the first down. He's going to have about a half a yard, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see John King go for this. So on 4th down and less than a yard, you've been winning the battle at the line of scrimmage all night long, so I don't know why you wouldn't try to just run it up the middle now.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
Steverson's the running back. He'll take the handoff. Boy, he's close. He got stopped.
Yeah, I think he got to the 50, though, where they're going to give him forward progress at the 50, which should be enough for the first.
Boy, that is awfully close. They're going to have to measure it. Oh, they call it 1st down, North Mesquite. They held. I thought he got a bad spot.
He did get a bad spot.
I thought he had it to the 50-yard line, but they spotted him just an inch or two short, and they were pretty decisive about saying, nope, it's 1st down, North Mesquite. So Lobos get turned back, and North Mesquite now with the football. With 8:22 to go in the ball game, and they'll start at literally the Longview 49. Shotgun, they'll hand it off. Right up the middle, got a little bit of running room, and then finally was brought down by Brendan Reese. The back, Landon Johnson. Got 5 on the play at 2nd down and 5. Longview's fine with them just running the football right now because it's not going to do anything to get them back in the game. And they're not in any big rush to run the play either, it doesn't look like.
Down by 30, so.
Yeah. So on 2nd down, Luke Cedar in the gun with an RPO, and he fires it a slant over the middle, and it's caught at the 32-yard line. The completion to Jaqueline Caraway. And that's a good throw by Tim Cedar. I'm surprised they haven't run that more often today. 1st down, North Mesquite. They'll move it to the 32-yard line with 7:07 to play in the game. It's 42-12, Longview on top of North Mesquite. Stallions have the ball at the Lobo 32-yard line. 2 wide to the right side. That's the far side of the field. And they have a wing to the right, and the running back is lined up. Well, Cedar moves him to the left side now, and back to throw. Cedar fires it, sidelines. It's intercepted. Did he hang on to it before he went out of bounds? Oh, he said he was out of bounds. But the interception, if it had stood, it was made by Buda Garrett, who went up for it but couldn't come down in bounds.
It's a nice interception. He almost got his feet down,
yes,
but
sir.
the momentum carried him out.
Stopped the clock with 6:32 to go in the game. 2nd down and 10. Stallions at the Lobo 32-yard line. Handoff up the middle and hit in the backfield. And no running room whatsoever for North Mesquite as number 32, Caden Brooks, fills the hole and drops him for a 2-yard loss. Now you're faced with a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, they've got to throw it here.
2 wide to the right side. Cedar back to throw. Pressured out. Flag goes down. Now he's running to his right. He gets tripped up at the 32-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Chase Smith. Well short of the first down. And there's going to be a flag, and I'll bet that's a hold against North Mesquite.
It almost has to be.
Holding against North Mesquite, as we thought. 10-yard penalty, and so John King says, yeah, we'll take that. Got a chance for better field position if they can hold them here on this 3rd down and 22.
3rd and 22. We got to believe that they're going to try to find Russell in this this pass.
You think?
He's over here.
He's in the slot to the far left. Ball's at the 44-yard line of Longview. Cedar drops back. Pressure, but he throws it quickly, and it's deep, and it's caught, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted at the 4-yard line, and it's Willie Nelson who picked it off. Willie Nelson playing over the top, picks off the pass to end the drive.
Yeah, they were going to Russell, but Willie Nelson was over the top, as you mentioned, and he made the interception, so it's a nice play by Willie Nelson.
Lobo defense turns back North Mesquite. Now they take over the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. 5:21 to go in the ball game. They're up 42-12. Looking to go to 7-0 overall and 4-0 in district play.
We've got a player down here.
Oh my, we've got a lineman down. Number 75 is Caden Bowers, an offensive lineman back at midfield. So we'll take a timeout. Let's go 30 seconds. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Injured player on the field for North Mesquite was number 75, Caden Bowers. He limped off, and the Lobos will start 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. They'll turn, they'll hand it off to the tailback up the middle. Nice burst to the 15-yard line for Jonathan Lee. And that's going to give them 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 at the 15.
Longview can stretch together 2 or 3 first downs here. They can come close to running this clock out. And I don't think anybody's going to burn timeouts at this point. 42-12.
You would hope not. 2nd down and 4. 2 tight ends. They'll hand it off again to the tailback, Lee. Lee spins, fights for short yardage, gets to about the 19-yard line for another 4-yard gain. going to leave them with a first down. He got the first down. By the way, we need to give a shout out to Chris Valerie, the offensive coordinator for Longview. Had an episode earlier this week that put him in the hospital, and we hope he's doing better now.
He's a great coach for Longview.
1st and 10 for the Lobos at their own 19-yard line with 3:59 to go from the I formation. They'll turn, hand it off to the fullback Soto. Soto with tough yardage up the middle, got a nice surge, and will get to the 26-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. And now Longview looking like they did back when they opened the ball game, where they were just driving North Mesquite off the ball. When you look at the size difference of the offensive line against North Mesquite's defensive line, you can see there's a physical mismatch there. 2 tight ends again from the I formation. Allen under center. 1 wide receiver. They'll hand it off. Oh, he almost lost the ball. They did lose it, and it's picked off in the air, and it's going to be taken back for a score. Touchdown for North Mesquite. It just popped up into the air, and the touchdown scored by number 14, Fajon Gilliard. Turnover and a scoop and score for North Mesquite.
Wow, is that not unbelievable?
The way this night's kind of gone. Weird plays. Gilliard just picked off the fumble in midair and took it back in for the score. So now to try the extra point, Fernandez. That would make it 42-20. But trust me, friends, it's not been that close.
No, it hadn't.
Yeah, Lee ran right up the middle, and the ball just popped out as he was being tackled. We've got an injured player being assisted off the field for North Mesquite. He was in the end zone. That's number 42, and that is Kamon Tatum. Snap is back on the extra point. The kick is up. Kick is good, and is now 42-19. Longview leading over North Mesquite with 3:09 to go. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Sophie's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their 3rd location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Sophie's is a place to be. Once again, Sophie's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Mark Hernandez will kick off after the Fajon Gilliard fumble recovery, return for a touchdown by North Mesquite. Longview leads at 42-19 right now. Hernandez kicks it where there is nobody, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and so Longview's going to have it in good field position with 3:09 to go. Looking to just try to run out the clock on this one and start looking for a possible grudge match next week against McKinney North at Lobo Stadium. Little revenge matchup next week.
kind of revenge a loss last year to them.
A penalty after the kick against Longview. So again, it's gotten a little
yeah.
some friendly chatter going back and forth, I think. And Longview will take over at their own 6-yard line. Pretty decisive win tonight for the Longview Lobos, but there's going to be a lot for John King and his staff to clean up after this ball game too.
Yeah, I suspect he'll be unhappy with some of the things that have taken place.
2 tight ends on 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Tailback is lined up in the end zone. They'll hand it off to him, and he comes to the right side, and he's going to get short yardage out to about the 8. It looks like that's 33 Steverson who made that carry for a pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8 from the 8. Reminder to stay tuned after the ball game for the post-game show. The law offices of Sorey and Hoover bring it to you. We'll recap the scoring, and we'll talk to Coach John King after tonight's game. In the eye on 2nd down. Hale is just watching the play clock run down. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't snap it till there's 4 seconds on it. There's 20 seconds on it now. John King wants him to hold off on snapping that football.
Play clock at 9, 7.
2 minutes left in the ball game, and now 3, 2. They're going to call timeout. 1:55 to go in the ball game. John King elects to call timeout on 2nd down and 8. With Longview leading 42-19, we'll take a 30-second timeout with him. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Classic Toyota in Tyler just secured over $5 million for a one-time only. Buy everything buyback event. Any make, any model, any price range. So come get a top-of-the-line offer in 15 minutes or less. Listen, Classic Toyota is buying hundreds of vehicles and offering cash on the spot for your own vehicle, the deal of a lifetime. Hurry, we're buying hundreds of vehicles. All you need to do is log on, and our mobile buying unit will come to your home or business at your convenience to buy.
Well, Longview and John King elected to take about 25 seconds off of the clock and then call timeout with 1:55 remaining in the ball game. Lobos are up 42-19 as they go for their 7th win in a row without a loss this year. So following that timeout, Longview has 1 left. North Mesquite has all 3 of theirs, and I doubt they'll use them. 2nd down and 8 from the I formation. Hale hands off to the fullback, Soto. Soto gets to the line of scrimmage. You might have gained a yard on the play to the 10-yard line. 1:43 to go in the game. And I would suspect they'll let that clock run again.
Yeah, they're going to run as much time as they can.
21 seconds left on the play clock, so they can snap the ball with about a minute to go.
What you'd really like them to do is pick up a 1st down.
Exactly.
And that way they can run the clock out.
Then you can just kneel. They'll turn, hand it off. Washington I think he got that 1st down.
Depending on the spot.
Check that. It's Steverson who's on the carry. Yep. Move the chains. 1st down. Ball game's over. Now they can just kneel on it and get out of here. 1 minute remaining in the game. 42-19. Lobos on top. They've been on top since the beginning. Gave up 2 or 3 big plays, and that's the only way that North Mesquite even got on the board tonight. It's been a pretty workmanlike effort for the Lobos. And now they will just get into the victory formation, hit a knee with 28 seconds to go, and that should do it.
Yep, they can run the clock out now.
Heading to the sidelines. That's the last play of this ball game. And Longview again, looking like the number one team in the state, with a 42-19 win over the North Mesquite Stallions at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Going to be really interested to see what kind of a mood John King's in after this ball game. Because there's a lot to like, but there's some things that, it's going to be interesting to hear his perspective on this.
I think he'll be happy with the win and unhappy with a few of the things that took place in this game.
Sure. Biggest concern after tonight was just giving up the big plays in the passing game to North Mesquite to let them stay in the ball game. But beyond that, it was pretty much a thorough domination by Longview. John King exchanging pleasantries with Tim Cedar, the head coach. And we wrap it up there with the Longview Lobos winning it by a 42-19 count. Let's take a timeout and we'll begin the postgame show brought to you by the law offices of Sory and Hoover. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Score big with an auto loan from Eastman Credit Union. From trucks to cars and SUVs, ECU is the winning choice for all your auto loan needs. So what makes ECU the best? You can get a great low rate, financing terms to fit your budget, no payments for 90 days, and an extraordinary dividend year-end bonus. And best of all, you can apply completely online right now. Just visit ecu.org/auto and step up your game today. Eastman Credit Union.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Dan Sory has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Start checking at Telco Plus Credit Union to be a winner. Their checking accounts are awesome. Direct deposit is paid 2 days early. Bill pay is free. Overdraft or no overdraft options. And they set you up to win a free app, low balance alerts, and budget software. They have discounts for students and seniors. Open a checking account today with your hometown credit union, Telco Plus, to save and earn more. Federal insured by the NCUA. Checking approval and membership qualifications apply. Visit telcoplus.org for details and restrictions.
It is shown that 40% of people begin holiday shopping before Halloween. Broadband makes shopping 100% easier. Get Cable Link's broadband, up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. All wireless devices in your home connect best with Cable Link's broadband. It has the fastest speeds and no buffering. If your internet is just okay, switch to a true broadband speed service. We make it easy. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Be a statistic. Shop early and shop online with Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month. So you can finish holiday shopping faster.
Get Cable Links broadband plus unlimited data, only $24.95 per month. Visit cablelinks.com/connect or call 800-903-0508. Ask about same-day install. Some restrictions will apply.
Welcome to the Longview Lobo postgame show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn here at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, where Longview has won tonight's ball game by a score of 42-19. Recapping the scoring in this ball game tonight, Kelvin Washington with 2 early touchdowns on short field drives for the Lobos. A 35-yard drive. Washington scores from 4 yards out with 10:40 to go in the first quarter. And then a 36-yard drive. Kelvin Washington again with 6 yards for the touchdown to make it 14-0 with 6:51 to go in the first quarter. Lobos also blocked a punt. Buda Garrett was able to do that. They also fumbled a punt, though. Willie Nelson did that. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 14-0 Longview. Second quarter, first play of the quarter, Luke Cedar throws a pass to the sidelines, a bubble screen to Cordell Russell, who takes it 84 yards for a touchdown. That made it 14-6 as North Mesquite missed the extra point, but it was North Mesquite trailing 14-6 with 11:46 to go in the first half. Later, Kelvin Washington with his third touchdown run of the night from 4 yards out makes it 21-6 with 3:53 to go in the first half. Scoring's not done, though. Tadarian Boone rips the ball out of Cordell Russell's hands, returns a fumble all the way for a touchdown for Longview, and then is able to get the score up there, and it's 28-6 at that point. Cedar hits a 17-yard touchdown pass to Cordell Russell with 1:09 to go in the first half, and that's where we stand. It's 28-12 at halftime. Longview on top. In the third quarter, Longview took control. Jordan Allen in the passing game get untracked. Allen hits a 66-yard touchdown pass to Kelvin Washington. Point after was good. That made it 35-12 with 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Later, Allen hit a 55-yard pass to Hale. That set up a 30-yard touchdown toss to Hale with 2:57 to go in the quarter. That made it 42-12, Longview on top. Willie Nelson turned back another North Mesquite drive with an interception at the 6 with 5:21 to play. And then one last touchdown for North Mesquite on a wild play. Longview coughing up the football. Fajon Gilliard picked the ball off in the air and returned it back for a touchdown to make it 42-19 the final score. Longview on top, and Longview wins it by a score 42-19. They go to 7-0. They're 4-0 in district play, and Johnny, they're in control of everything as far as playoffs, district standing, so forth, as they get ready to go into the game next week against McKinney North.
Yeah, they'll play McKinney North at Longview, trying to revenge from a loss there last year. May be an interesting game. Longview should be fired up about that game. Tonight, I think Longview they had a lot of good things that happened, a few bad ones, and I think Coach Kings will probably work on those things in this oncoming week. But at the end of the day, the running game still was good. We played pretty good defensively. We did give up some long touchdowns, but, you know, we're on the path to the playoffs, and we just got to learn from the things that we did wrong tonight and correct them and keep going.
Let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll look at some of the stats and talk to Coach John King in just a moment. You're listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the The Lobo Lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Story and Hoover. The Lobo Lawyers.
Bish's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bish's is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bish's RV, where memories begin.
The best things in life are free. You know, the simple things. Things that bring us joy, comfort, and peace of mind. Things you simply enjoy. With Eastman Credit Union's Beyond Free checking account, that's exactly what you'll get. A checking account that meets your financial needs with no hassles, no hidden fees, and all the features that make managing your money stress-free. Experience the freedom of a Beyond Free checking account from Eastman Credit Union. Open your account today at ecu.org/free.
Back at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, where the Longview Lobos go to 7-0 with a 42-19 win over North Mesquite. We're joined now by Longview Lobos head football coach John King. Coach, congratulations, first of all, on the win. Your thoughts about the game tonight?
Well, it's a win, and it puts us, like I said, 7-0, 4-0 in district, which is big. And, driver's seat for a playoff spot, home field advantage, and that goal ball. So it was not a cleanly played ball game. We had some mistakes and some errors and some miscues, missed opportunities, but I thought our kids played extremely hard. We knew that, their offensive skill people were explosive and dangerous. That number 5 is he's probably as good as what they come. He's big and he's fast, catches the ball well. So, he made a couple big plays on us, but our number 8 made some plays on them too in the second half. We felt like we needed to get the ball to him and spread it around a little bit more. But, coming in, we knew that we were going to have to go without our 2 running backs. But that's not a reason for sloppy play. I thought the guys that played tonight played extremely well. Kelvin Washington had a big night. He had some rushing touchdowns, caught one for a touchdown. So did some good things, and not very many busts for a first-time guy. It's easy to come in when you're in the backup role and you've kind of soften them up a little bit, and things are going good, and you've got them figured out. But he had to start from the get-go and had some big runs early on, and I thought Jose Soto played well. Brandavian Stevenson ran the ball well, they made the most of their opportunity there. Offensive line, a little disappointed in some of the pressures we got in the first half. We had some missed opportunities there, and some penalties that hurt us. Defensively, other than the big plays that they hit to 5, I thought we did a good job of stopping their run game and getting them balled up, But, I guess out of the first half, they hit 25 or 30 plays, and 3 of them stung. That's the thing. Those 3 were big for them. So it's a good win for us. We coming over here and just it wasn't a big crowd. After a big emotional win at home last week, you've got to find a way to get your own energy there. We've got to play better.
The defensive line I thought played really well. Billy Smith had maybe his best game of the season.
Yeah, Billy. When they pressured him. Zari Shepard, I thought he and Rosie did a good job containing the quarterback and getting sacks. But Billy played well. Ethan Pulte, Omar Watkins, LaQuavian Jackson, Jordan Wright, all those guys played extremely well.
It was really a good defensive effort. Other than the 3 explosive plays, really, you pretty much had them bottled up.
I think so. And then they get a defensive scoop and score late. And we put a ball on the ground. But we got a defensive touchdown too. So Boone did a good job getting that ball out and scoring. That play that really kind of, I guess that broke it open. It was 21 to whatever at the time. It made it 28-6, and we called timeout trying to get the ball back in the half, and they throwing a ball 85 yards, it looked like, and the guy caught it.
Cedar's got a pretty good arm on him.
He does. Tough kid. He got beat around tonight. He's a tough kid. He kept coming back, and he's a leader. but he had some difficult circumstances at times.
Doesn't have a whole lot to work with on that. Just say that.
Yeah.
Your decision to hold Tatum and Elijah Johnson out of the ball game, is that cause for concern? Are they really beat up, or how bad is it?
I don't think so. That decision's based off what the athletic trainers tell me.
Okay.
If they felt like they could play, they'd have played them. But felt like it would be best if they didn't. But no, they both checked out fine. They both will play. Moving forward. Next week, I don't know. Probably, but I don't make those decisions.
It's not like you don't have some backup running backs that are almost. I mean, Kelvin Washington looked like Taylor Tatum 2.0.
Yeah, the thing with old Boosie, he's a slasher, and he really can hit some holes quick. He just like Britches sometimes, where Tatum's got a little more thump to him, like Brandon Davian, he's got a little thump to him, but I'm not scared to put Kelvin Washington in there, not a bit. He can catch, too, out of the backfield. He had a couple of big catches. But he ran, I ain't going to say the wrong route, but he ran it the wrong way. But he caught it.
Run it wrong every time if you get that 6, right?
Jordan's like, he ran, he did it. I said, well, you threw it to him, he caught it, so we'll just move on. We'll straighten that out. He learned a lot tonight. And I was probably too hard on him down there on the kick ball. Ball's about to go out of bounds. He's trying to get out of bounds. He kicks it with his foot. Said, do you not know you can't kick a ball? It's illegal kicking and a penalty. He didn't know. Had never been in that situation. I mean, we're talking about a very talented kid that didn't play ball last year as a freshman. Yeah. He was hurt, broke his collarbone, and didn't play. So this is his first football at high school level. He's going to be special. He is special, and but I'm glad we got him. And believe me, he's going to learn from it, and he's going to make a lot more plays for Lobos in years to come.
With a whole load of backup running backs, you ended up with 220 yards rushing as a team tonight. So that's not bad.
No, not bad. We got to block it a little bit better up front. We got beat across our face a couple of times. We had some other plays, and we knew coming in with the style of defense they played, they were going to line up, and they were going to move them and slant them and blitz them, and they just going to give us so many different looks. It was going to be hard, but when you get them, you get them. And they do a good job with their defensive structure, and we felt like we should be able to run the ball on them and get zeroed in on what they were doing, and then hit some play actions. And it probably was too greedy early on. I felt like the first one to Jalen down the sideline was a PI. I don't know how that's not, but I'm not an official. No, I'm blaming officials, but that was a shot. And then a couple of other ones, we got pressured, had another. Probably a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Pressured and scrambled, and then Jordan scrambles and scores, and we get called for holding. Just stuff like that. You can't make those mistakes.
Through 7 games now, how do you feel about where your football team is?
I feel good. I mean, I was worried about tonight, really was, just because the opponent we were playing, kids compare scores. They saw where Lufkin beat them last week. You worry about things of that nature. Playing here at a 7:00 game wasn't going to be a big crowd, but we got to find some juice. We didn't play with excitement. We didn't play with the intelligence, intensity that we needed to play with to come over and just get this thing over with, and don't let it hang around in the balance, because a guy 5, he gets loose 3 or 4 times, you're in problem. You're in trouble. But we're pretty healthy, with the exception of 2 running backs in play, of course. But they're going to be back. I feel like I still got a ton of confidence in Jordan Allen. I got a ton of confidence in our offensive line defensively. Still playing pretty good defense, so I feel good about it. We can't take steps backwards. We can't get to the point where we're tired of practicing, because kids kind of get complacent. They go through the motions. You get tired of practicing and putting forth effort, then all of a sudden you don't play good. And I'm not going to say that was the case tonight, but I didn't think we practiced extremely well all week. For whatever reason. It may be we had a non-school day Monday, and, it was okay. It wasn't great. We made some bonehead mistakes throughout the week. But then again, what North Mesquite does presents those problems that we had to deal with, whether it's the defensive structure and the movements, and, their safety number 10 is really good. He is a big hitter. Of course, you saw what 5 could do. So, they were part of our problem too.
Yeah. You going into next week now, you're playing a team that beat you last week. Does that help you to get your team's attention this week as far as workouts are concerned?
We never talk about revenge, but, we learn from prior experiences. There's
interesting way to put it.
That's out the one, but you better prepare. McKinney North's a good football team. They run the ball. They got a great running back. He gave us problems last year. The quarterback gave us problems last year. And we went up there and turned the ball over 4 or 5 times. Let them convert 3rd and long, 4th and long. We just did not play really good football, and they beat us. So, we talked about that the last couple of weeks. Playing really good, then we don't practice well. Then, I told them, ding, ding. Remember McKinney North last year. That really they outplayed us. Out-executed us. They won the ball game, but it should not have come down to that because I felt like we still had the better football team. We did not play that way that night, and they took it to us.
McKinney North losing to Lufkin right now in the 4th quarter, 38-31.
Oh, Lord.
So I don't know if that's a surprise to you or.
This is a big game for Lufkin, because what they lost to Forney, they lost to us, and this is a big game for them because they still got Lancaster, and McKinney North, and I guess they got Tyler somewhere down the road. I don't know how that ends up, but it is a big game for them, and that'd be a big win for them as far as playoff contention goes.
Johnny, any final thoughts for Coach before we let him go?
No, I think tonight in particular there were some great plays made on both teams, but I thought it was a good effort by Longview, especially when you consider your 2 main backs have been out. I mean, I think you got to be proud of the outcome of this game, and maybe there's a few things that didn't go exactly right. It's strange, though, the first half we didn't complete a pass.
I know.
And then the second half, it just completely turned around, which was kind of amazing. I haven't seen that in a long time. But
well, we had a drop on one, and then we got. I'm telling you, it was. I don't know how that's not PI, but anyway, that was bomb. They had to throw another one away, but no, we didn't. I think we're 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in the first half. I said, well, Jordan, we still gonna keep throwing it. We just got to get you in rhythm, and we threw a little flood pass. We caught, move on, and we hit Jalen on the big one. He made a heck of a throw for play action. He ran an inside fade route and caught it, and heck, throws one to Boosie for a touchdown. We'll come down and hit Jalen for a touchdown and call us for a penalty, back us up, get called for another penalty, back us up, and then he winds up throwing one to Jalen again, So he did a good job throwing the ball in the second half, and then when it got to where it was, I mean, we're really trying to just milk the clock, and get on down the road with it, and then we get stopped at midfield, and then we get some couple of penalties, couple of bad plays that we made. We can't do, but no, it was a better second half for us throwing the ball for sure.
And now you got a less stressful weekend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I am staying home.
More sweet too.
Yeah, that's right. Unless I got some honeydews, I'll get there. But she may have to do that.
Coach John King, congratulations on the win tonight, and appreciate you coming by as always.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's John King, the Longview Lobos head football coach. Let's take a time out, and we'll come back and wrap this up from Mesquite Memorial Stadium. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Once again, Longview Lobos win it tonight by a score of 42-19. They go to 7-0 on the season. They go to 4-0 in district play. They continue to look like the number one team in the state. And so next week, Longview will be back at home at Lobos Stadium. They'll be taking on McKinney North. We'll be on the air for the Coach John King show at 7 o'clock. We'll have the kickoff and all the action with Johnny Vaughn. We'll be talking to you and describing the Longview Lobos against McKinney North starting at 7:30. Johnny, any final thoughts before we let you go?
I'm just, it was an unusual game. No completions in the first half. Gave up some big plays, made some big plays, had some penalties, a lot of stuff that went on. The main thing is that we came out with a win, and you're kind of at a point now you got to start building momentum because we're going to the playoffs, and you want to just play better as the end of this season and start the playoffs on a roll. And I feel like that's what's going to happen for the Lobos.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We go into the next game. That's going to be game number 8 next week against McKinney North again at Lobo Stadium. So for Johnny Vaughn, I'm Brian Houston. Thanks very much for listening tonight. We hope you have a great weekend. And once again, the final score tonight: Longview 42, North Mesquite 19. Thanks very much for listening tonight. You have been listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL Dan. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL Dan. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Thanks for listening to the Longview Lobo Postgame Show, an exclusive broadcast presentation on 106.5 Jack FM.
Also brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover.